Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Sorry for the late start. Let me check my audio here. I was having some audio problems. I went back to, hopefully now you guys can hear me. I had one of those nice lavalier mics and I walked upstairs where it's still attached, so I think that it disconnected. I can never get StreamYard to detect it again, even after rebooting. So sometimes I think it works better if you shut everything all off. But hail to Davina, and hail to Brian Hepburn, and hail to everyone else who's out there. Yeah, Davina, I had bought a newer video card for my main machine, so I'm putting the 1080 in here. But I'm probably going to sell this PC once I build it. Hey, Daniel Berry, and yeah, then you could always, if someone buys it, wants to put a different card in, or I'll probably put that in the description I'll probably put it on my eBay store. But yeah, it's you can build a gaming PC, and the one thing obviously that's most expensive you can change out is the graphics card. So yeah, that's something that is probably but I'm still using a one of my machines. I'm still using a 1080 Ti, and it's fine for Fortnite and 1080 games. Yeah, the newer games that unfortunately like the new Indiana Jones games. Yeah, you can't play. You need an RTX, but you get a lot of bang for your buck on that graphics card. And hail to Daniel Barry. How's it going? Good to see you. So yeah, it's fun doing these streams with you guys because I'm gonna build the PC anyway. So it's always more fun to hang out with people. And I've been building PCs for a long for a long time now. So it's it's been a while, been a long time. I can't remember the first PC I probably was in the '90s. I think was the first PC I built. And someone let me know how this sounds because it's not letting me switch my audio up here to my headset. So let me know. Hopefully, it's not going on the laptop audio, which I can't tell. So if someone could tell me, Daniel, if I sound horrible, or if not, I might have to just turn my computer off and reboot again. But let me know. StreamYard's not telling me it's going through the headset, which is crazy. So I'm not sure if that's affecting my sound now, or why that's happening. But let me know, and that I can reboot the PC. But I'm seeing it's audio, but let's see. Flashing. It's not flashing as I speak unless I get really close to it. So let me know if the audio is not coming through correctly. Yep. Hey, just another Maniac Martin. Send it to Mexico. One good deed a year. Hail, my friend. Been through hell, but I'm back. Oh, great to see you. Yep. Sounds like when you are showing something on camera and not on your normal mic. Yep. Does it sound? Let me tell me what sounds better if I do this microphone. But you can hear me though, right? You can. I got a 3D printer going in the background and all kinds of stuff going. Let me know which mic sounds better. So this is I think my headset mic. Let me switch the audio now. So let me switch to the audio. It's not showing me on StreamYard, which is super annoying. And how is this microphone? Is this one any better, worse? Testing. 1, 2, 3 testing, or maybe it's just a bug in StreamYard not showing the audio there. So let me know. Testing. No change. Okay, so it could be. I'm gonna pull it up on my iPad. It could be that it's going to my laptop microphone. I apologize. It's always my downfall. It's always the audio piece things. Going up, going upstairs and doesn't like when you leave the room, so to speak. I went upstairs to get my coffee. Not that robotic, if you know what I mean. Yeah, but great to see you. Just on the Maniac Martian. Yep. So I'm glad you're hanging in there and doing well. Yep. You said it's more clean. This one's more clean. So right? I want to go my laptop mic. guys yet. Let's see if I I can listen on my iPad here and see what I sound like. Hopefully it sounds okay. That's the worst thing with the stream. Bad audio is it's really bad. Let's see. On my website, let's see you. Of course, it doesn't show me my channel, it's showing me everyone else's channel. I hope everyone we want to wish everyone a Happy New Year. Hope you guys all had a great holiday. And yeah, I'm not one for all these silly New Year's resolutions. I definitely need to maybe, stay away from some of that chocolate that I've been eating. But I'll barely hear you now. Okay, yeah, so it's probably on the laptop. The laptop mic. Let's see. Barely hear you now. Okay, yes. Now how's that? So is this okay now, guys, or? I'm gonna walk away from the laptop. You hear me now? I apologize. I think it's going through the laptop mic. All right. One other thing I can try. Let's see if I hook. I'm going to try to do. Now I probably sound. Yeah, when I walk away because it's on the laptop. Let me try hooking up to my. Let's see if I go through the phone here. This is really frustrating. All right, let me reset this, refresh, and see if this catches the microphone again. Hold on. All right, I'm back. It's still giving me those problems. So let me see if I can get it on my cell phone. Let's see if I can get the audio to work with there. Let's see if that works. I'll pick up the StreamYard with that. Again, I apologize for this. Let's see if I can connect. Change the microphone here. Mute myself. All right. So hopefully that sounds okay now. Does that sound better? Hey, Penny. All right. So I'm gonna assume that this is working better now. All right. Let's see if I turn the camera off. Yeah, my avatar should be showing I'm speaking. All right, it's doing it. Yeah. All right, so I went to my cell phone camera or cell phone, put the mic into there. So let's see if that stays. So hopefully the battery won't run out because I don't have or I could run up and get the connector because I can't charge and do both at the same time. So let's see. But I'm going to turn the brightness down on this. So yeah, now we'll get room. Turn down the brightness on my camera phone here. Okay, there we go. All right, now we can get started. Apologize for that again. So I'm going to post all the items that I've got listed in this build. Let's turn the cam on. There we go. So first thing you need, obviously, is a computer case. So if you've never built a PC before, it's something that's pretty easy to do. And are you going to save money? Maybe it's cheaper to buy a cheap PC from Dell or Costco. But if you want to have control over what you're doing or have your own components, it's a nice way to get a sense of accomplishment and build something yourself. And Martin, yeah, nice. Thank you very much. I confess I miss Club and Mr. Cull a lot. The Dream Team of you three just did it for me. Well, thank you. God bless you for saying that. Yeah, we all miss Mike, and yeah, it's things aren't the same. Without Mike, then could have. Cal and I kept doing things. I guess we could have, but it's never the same without Mike. So, but just I appreciate that. Yep. And audio and video are working. I can hardly hear. I hardly can hear use a PC. But my sound was coming through. Let me test before. I thought my sound was coming through okay before, but let me see if I turn the speakers on here. Hopefully that won't mess things up. But should be coming right through this the speaker, I hope. So let's see. Let's see if I turn my camera off, then I can see the avatar here because I don't have the headphones in that I usually do. So if I turn the camera off, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. It's flashing, so audio should be coming through. But where's Eric K when you need him? So, there we go. Let's turn that camera back on again. So let's make that camera full screen. So yeah, so the first thing Martin says, "Oh, sound is fine." Oh, thank you, Geekin. Thank you. Oh, Martin says, because of disabilities. Yep. Yeah, I understand. Understand, Martin. Yep. Geek and I. Hey, how's it going? And the link is anyone wants to join and chat for a minute, but the link is in there, Geek and I, if you want to say hi. But happy New Year, and thank you for that. Yep. Yeah. So the first thing you needed obviously a case. So this is a pretty standard $75 case. Corsair, Airflow, and again, I'm not sponsored by any of these people, but if I'll put the links into these items on Amazon, and I do get a commission if you do buy something through there. But that's neither here nor there. This is a fun thing to do. So yeah, old school cases all had back in the day we had DVDs and CD players, and these new cases they're really nice and easy to build. They make your builds so much better. But as you can see, there's no DVD slot in the front here. And I confess, really, I only use DVDs now if I'm doing Toxic Tuesday or doing a work on a movie, project. But you really don't need that. So 99% of the cases I've looked at don't have any provision for a DVD in there. You can always buy a external DVD player and plug it in via USB. But a few years ago, every case had a DVD slot in it, and these just don't have that provision anymore. But this is a really nice case, bang for the buck, very easy to assemble, and as you'll see, and some nice features for the money. And it's not a crazy expensive case, so it does a nice job. The other item you'll need obviously is a CPU. So I've been going with the Ryzen CPUs as of late. It's a Ryzen 7. Intel is fine too as well. Unfortunately, you can't make your own Macintosh computer. There's a Hackintosh out there, but yeah, you can't easily make a Mac PC. Although if you're gaming, you probably don't want to go the Mac route. So there's the Ryzen 7 5800. So about a $200 chip these days, 175 to 200. So it's a Ryzen 7 chip. So a decent chip, and that's what I'm running in my main rig right now. So usually, you go with, a few years ago, AMD was killing it, price and performance. Intel, has made some comebacks. But either way you go, the budget route, usually the Ryzen is going to be the cheaper route in terms of processor. But always check the prices and do your build all together. Then you're going to need obviously a motherboard. So if you're going AMD versus Intel, you've got to pick which motherboard. Hard drive. So now you've got an M2 hard drive. This hard drive is 1 terabyte. I believe this is 1 terabyte in here, and M2, so it connects right on the motherboard, which is super nice. And that's a heat sink, so it really looks like just a memory chip now. So most PCs I recommend having, you have your fast, M2 hard drive for your operating system programs, and then have another, regular old-fashioned mechanical drive for storage. Like here's an older, the old style. This is the old school, standard mechanical hard drive. So that was from one of my. Raquel would be here. She's like, "Dust that." That's one of my old servers. That's why it's marked off as drive number 3. But that's a great way to have get extra storage, cheap storage. Of course, the SSDs are coming down. Now, if you're doing a gaming PC, and especially if you have a high-end graphics processor, video card. So I've got an 850 Corsair ARM X850 going in here. So this can pretty much handle everything, except maybe the highest end graphics card, but 850 watts is going to handle quite a bit. So that's a heavy duty graphics card going in there, and I never want to chintz on my graphics card. You always want to have a high end, power supply in your PCs. Probably the most common thing to go, I've noticed, is power supplies, or people have cheap power supplies. And when I was doing a lot of computer consulting, people would have a broken PC. That would be probably one of the most common things, would be to change out the power supply. Yep. And then Davina says, you can get a Dell and upgrade it. Yep. I need a new PC, but I'm not going to build it. Well, Brian, if you watch this, maybe you could. Yep. And catch up to the chat here. Sorry. Yep. Yeah, that's it's got a huge cooler. Yep. And recommend getting a Pioneer Blu-ray player. Well, actually, I was very lucky years ago. I got an Oppo top of the line Blu-ray player present from my wife, I think for birthday or Christmas, probably my birthday. And since Oppo has since gone out of the business of making Blu-rays, but all the hi-fi audio and stereo people said they had the best Blu-ray player. So knock on wood, I do have a really good Blu-ray player, and I'm worried about the day, God forbid, that ever conks out. I do have an old backup Blu-ray player, but not a good one yet. And let's see what's Martin saying here. This shows how much respect you have and how real people you are. No clickbait. Most of us develop real life relationships. I love who you are and how you stand in the trenches. Well, thank you so much, Martin. Yeah, that's very special. And yeah, we're just here hanging out, having fun. Yeah, I'm not going to get a gazillion views on this, which doesn't matter. But yeah, just great to hang out with you guys, and it's fun too. And doing a project like this, it makes the project go easier too, because get to hang out with everyone and just share maybe hopefully a little bit of my knowledge, and then you guys can help me out too if I run into a problem. Budget for the system. It was, how this system came about, and it's probably this stuff was about it's not that super recent. What had happened was my PC was doing a big project and it started giving me errors. And I do a lot of desktop publishing in design, so I was doing like a 150-page program book for a charity. One of those, you guys have all seen them, where you get the ads in and thank you for your support, and you put the ads into the program book, and local groups take them out, and it kept crashing. And then I finally, thank God, I got the project done, because there's a tight deadline on those. Usually, people getting the ads at the last second, and then my PC it was crashing. So what I did, I changed the power supply. So I bought a brand new power supply, changed the memory. So I swapped out the memory. Then I changed the motherboard, and everything still kept crashing. Then I think the only thing I think I didn't do was, maybe I did at one point, swap out the video card with an old one, still crashing. And then I said, well, let me buy a new CPU and just try it. It turned out it was a CPU, and in all my years, probably 20 plus years of building PCs, I've never had a bad CPU before. Maybe it was just lucky or silly of me not trying it. So a lot of these components were all components that I bought to try to get my computer working. So now I said, well, let me just buy the other couple pieces that I need, buy a case, and let me put this together. So it's around $1,200, I think, $1,000 to $1,200, depending on what what I put into it. And I'm probably going to I guess I'm going to sell it, unless I'm going to see if my mom needs how her computer's doing. But I'm probably just going to put it on eBay and sell it. And then if I do it that way, if someone wants a better graphics card, but yeah, it's makes the 1080. I'm still using that for gaming and working. Of course, the new RTX 5 series is probably just coming out now. Yep. Let's see. They say, yeah, they last a long time. I do recommend getting a UPS to protect power outages. The nice UPS also prevents over/under voltage from the wall. Yeah, that's a great point. And yeah, always have something in your stereo. I don't have a UPS, but I did buy from one of the hi-fi companies, or probably was reading hi-fi articles, a really good surge suppressor. And then I have another surge suppressor connected to that, but like a heavy-duty filter that was highly recommended. But yeah, God forbid, a lightning strike or a surge, then it's really, can really wreck all your components. Yep. Davina saying, of course, Corsair makes great power supplies. They're manufactured by other makers. Yeah, a lot of times other things are, they put their name on them. Yep, yep. It's a good idea to keep a good spare PSU power supply if you're fixing a computer. Yeah, I always have multiple power supplies around. So this was my backup power supply. So I'm gonna have to get another one, because hey, Joe Dog, how's it going? Because that's always a pain, and it's always really common. Yep, yep. And the Oppos are great. Agreed, Davina. Yep, yep. Hey, Vecta, how's it going? Needs more angry zip ties everywhere. Yeah, we're building a PC, plenty of zip ties, right? Yep. Oh, Davina's saying, the Pioneer Blu-ray burner for the computer before they're discontinued. Oh, okay, good point. Yeah, yeah, because most of I think I have just a DVD and regular burner. Yep, yep. Yeah, keep your physical meeting for sure. Yep, yep. And Joe Dog's been reading some classic Titans and new Teen Titans. Let's see, 12 and 19 and Volume 2, number 12. Good stuff. Yep. Yeah, it was a bad season. Yeah, it's old, but it works. It's a 7-year-old graphics card. I just don't want to spend $600 on the graphics card for either a backup PC, or if I do sell it, then I can always swap out the graphics card if someone wants something different. But that 1080, if you watch some of the YouTube or articles on that, it's considered, or the TI, it's considered probably the greatest graphics card ever. So for day-to-day use, and for modern gaming, it's not going to hold up. But if you're just playing Fortnite, 1080p games, it gets the job done for like $125. So it's old like like me, but you'd be surprised how good it does. And of course, if you're just using the PC, for day-to-day stuff, it's overkill. So if because a lot of PCs you buy these days, if you're just buying an off-the-shelf PC from Dell or Costco, most of them don't have video cards, dedicated video cards. They just have the onboard video, which is getting a little bit better, but it's slow. Much slower than a graphics card. Hey Penny, thank you for stopping by. Have a good night. Hey Tim says hi and bye. We see Mark Shadow. Does that mean we have 6 more years of bad Giants seasons? I hope not. Yeah, there's no ray tracing on the 1080. You need the RTX card. Great point, Davina. So, and that Indiana Jones Great Circle game, I think, was the first game that required it. So I have Game Pass, and I went to load it up to play on my 1080 Ti. And thankfully I didn't buy the game outright. Like it's, the game got an error. Game will not start. Oh, heard J-Man is having some complications after a heart attack. Well, prayers for J-Man, and hope he's feeling better, and God bless him. Sometimes you can have complications, but God willing, he's okay. All right, so let's shout out to our buddy J-Man. So other components you need for the build, there we go. So this is so all this is pretty decent stuff for a gaming machine. So liquid cooler for your CPU, can't go wrong with that. So I don't bother with air-cooled CPUs anymore, and just amazing tech that they have now. To think you can do water-cooled that easily just off the shelf. I remember when it was a niche item that was something really special and complicated. And then here's the motherboard. So this is your the CPU and everything go in. So it's probably tough to see. I'll take it out of the bag later, but that's an X570 Aurorus Elite. So there we go. So that's the motherboard, and of course we've got our RAM. So I've got 32 gigs going in, and like I said, if I do end up selling this on eBay, I could give an option if someone wanted 64, but 32 get the job done pretty well. And there's just another heat sink if I need it, if that other heat sink doesn't work, depending on the motherboard fitting in the case. And I've got a gaming. Where's my gaming keyboard? Let me grab that. So let me show you that. So this is, oops, no, it's still doesn't want to come out of the box. So it's a Corsair Gaming. Definitely needs to be dusted. Where's Raquel? So here's a Corsair Gaming keyboard we can use with it, the volume control. And what's cool about this, oops, I almost dropped it. You have all the function keys or programmable G keys for your games on the side. So pretty nice. You gotta love that clicky feel. Now I'm a sucker for the keyboard with the function keys on the side. So I have the original IBM keyboard with the caps lock should be switched with the control. So I have that switched because that's the original IBM had the cap locks on the bottom and the control in the middle there, which is much easier to reach. So that's how old I am. But I still have used some of my old IBM keyboards or Northgate OmniKey which is a classic keyboard. Yep, yep. Let's see here. Back to RGB. The RGB shrivels in the sunlight. Yep, yep. Any reason for picking Gigabyte? I've heard good things about them. Yeah, they're one of the main PC manufacturers or component manufacturers. And I think at the time when I picked the motherboard, I was reading articles of what motherboards were recommended, and then also what fit that CPU. Always look for bang for the buck. So, two websites that are really great to look at pricing are PC Perspective. So let me put that link in here. Let me go grab that. So that's a great website where you can see reviews, and they have a list of components that you can buy to make a machine. So they have three different levels. So let me type this in. So PC Perspective. There we go. Yeah, so what's nice about them, let me share so they have a hardware leaderboard. So let me share this. Let's see. Present, share screen, and let's see. Can I do a tab here? Hardware leaderboard. So hopefully you guys can see that. Make that full screen. So what they do here, I'm just skimming through quickly, but they have a Dream system, $5,000. So an i9 motherboard, a Gigabyte, video card of $490, which is $2,000. So how much RAM do they have in this? $400 with the RAM, 48 gigabyte, Crucial 4 terabyte, Sound Blaster card, and power supply. They've got a 1200 watt power supply. So, and then now we go down to the high end system, which is more normal. About 2100. So they've got an i7 in there, an Asus Tough Gaming Plus motherboard. I do have one of those motherboards. Asus, good motherboard. Yep. They've got a 480 in here. It's $1,000. I don't know how current these prices are. 32 RAM, 2 terabyte SSD, a Sound Blaster, and a Corsair. And then they go down to the mid range, an i5. So this is mid range, is $1,000. So they've got a motherboard is $100. They've got a 460, which is the low end of the RTX series. That's $300. They've got 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte hard drive, Sound Blaster card, and a 500 watt power supply. And their low end system comes in at 600. So yeah, this system we're building is around here, probably a little bit better. Other than the RTX 4060, of course, is going to be better than the card I have. But you can see where it's $300 just for the card. But that's a great website to check if you're building something. Yep. And Gigabyte seems to support Thunderbolt on Intel motherboards more consistently than Asus and MSI, and that's really important if you're doing video editing and need to have a lot of throughput if you want to have use Thunderbolt. Intel is going to be hot and power hungry. Yeah, it's the new Mac Silicon is fantastic. Unfortunately, you can't build a Mac, but yeah, that's the Intel has not been doing as well lately. The 8088 instruction set is getting dated now, so that's why Apple created their own silicon, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next few years, how things shake out. So Microsoft is building new PCs on the different instruction set on the the mobile platform, or excuse me, mobile PCU. So it's going to be interesting which happens with Intel, with the new Surface, some of the new high end Surface laptops moving away from Intel. So, and you get better power consumption, better battery life. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with that. So yeah. So, and with the Snapdragon CPU, so it's going to be an interesting few years for Intel. Yep, yep. Hey, Captain Finity, the timey-wimey limey. How's it going? I was just reading something about 12 monkeys. We're trying to build a PC here, so we're not going to get into that. But I'm like, wonder, because there's someone was mentioning 12 monkeys. I'm like, I wonder what Captain Finity thought of 12 monkeys. Yep. Yeah, compatibility is still a problem with the ARM computers on. Definitely, yeah, that's a big problem. So let's get into the build here. So hopefully my battery life is doing okay on here. Yeah, 10% down. So we'll see. If not, I'll have to switch back the microphone. But let me turn this off turn the cam off while I grab a few things here. So let's open up the motherboard. Let me get the box for the motherboard. And usually what I do is take the motherboard, CPU, get that all together first. Put the memory in and see what hardware we need. There we go. So let's angle that down. So we've got what's in the box here. Not much. Well, this is the RMA motherboard, so that ended up not needing. I guess it turned out to be the CPU. Your hard drive cables there. That's a piece for the motherboard. Used to watch the PC Perspective podcast. Yeah, they always have some great information there. 12 Monkeys, perfect time travel, 0 issues. That's what I want to hear. Yeah, I did love that show. That was a good show. 12 Monkeys. Yeah. So let's take the motherboard out here now. I should have grounded myself, but static electricity is always an issue. We're in the winter here, so you could have a problem. Touch a pipe up here and ground myself. There we go. But the new components are really not as susceptible to static electricity, but it is something you want to keep an eye out for. Be careful with. Let me grab a piece of cardboard here to put under here, even though it's a wood desk, just to give it a little cushion there. So here, if you've never built a PC, the movie, no clip. Oh, the show was great. You would love the show, Captain Infinity. I think. Yep. Yeah. Stay off the rug. Yeah, I'm on a concrete basement floor here. I'm in Marc D studio too. So if you've never built a PC before, here are the basic components or parts of the board. So we've got let's start with the CPU. That's where the brains go. So that's the big part there. So your CPU goes in here. You've got 4 memory slots, and most computers are like this. You've got a fan here. This is cooling for the chipset, I'm assuming, which is nice. Old models do not have cooling features on them. You've got spots for 6 hard drive connectors right there. Let's see if I get that. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the side there. This is where your power supply goes. And if you want to build a PC, the book for your motherboard will show you all the steps and where everything connects. This is power. Let's see. That's a power connector for the CPU. Comes off your power supply. You've got your pinouts for different fans here. And you've got your slots on the old school motherboards. You had 8 or 6 different rows. You've got 2 that you could use for graphics cards, and then 2 for accessories. But the the motherboards today, this one has built-in graphics, but we're going to use a graphics card. But you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 USB slots, and you've got your video out here, audio. It's got your audio in, audio out, and a network card. So I remember back in the day, I wonder if I have one of my old PC magazines here, like a really old one, or computer shopper. I mean, you had to buy, extra video card, extra networking card. Sound card was separate. If you had Wi-Fi, that was separate. So everything was separate in all the computer. Oh yeah, here's a computer shopper, just for fun. Let's see. Here's a computer shopper on my shelf. What year is this? December 2000. All right, so that's not that long ago, right? 2000. Yep. So no slots for accessories. The 4-slot thick GPU said no. Yeah, good point. Yeah, great point, Vector. Yep. So here, just show you how long I've been. And this is computer shoppers getting skinny here too. It was on a diet. So this is from I just randomly grabbed on my shelf there. This is in 2020. E-costs, yeah, only $3,000, and you can see how notebooks 1,500, 3,000. Let's see if they have. I'm just looking for a. They used to sell a ton of motherboards through here and hardware, but later years they didn't have as much. Yeah, here we go. Thortec. I'm trying to see where they had. Yeah, they used to have in the 90s. They had much more. I don't have one of those handy, but they had much more of a hardware for sale in these. Yeah, but hard drive, 7 gigabytes, $81. 30 gigabytes, $160. Let's see. Monitors, video cards, motherboards. Yep. I was looking for hopefully find a picture of an old motherboard, but anyway, it's become a lot easier to build the PC in terms of the components and the motherboard. Containing the sound card, the LAN, Wi-Fi. Everything on there, all at once or all together, I should say. Just makes it a lot easier. Yeah. So I'm trying to see if I find an old picture with some old motherboards on there, but all right, well, nothing there, but just shows you how much things have changed. So yeah, so let's get the memory in here. And one tip too, I would suggest too, is whenever I build a PC, I take pictures of all the components and put them in a folder, so I know exactly what's in the PC. Yeah, there's you can always do system info, but it's nice to have a picture of what's in there with the UPC and what rev it is, just in case. Yep. Yeah, fat GPU cards take up a lot. Yep. Yeah, there are not many PC magazines left, but got a computer shopper I loved, and PC Gaming World. Yep. And then Vector said I had to order my laptop online from Germany to find one with everything I wanted. I'm surprised this website had audio cards. Most people use motherboard. Yeah, I agree, but I haven't bought a Sound Blaster card in years. I'm wondering how much better it is, and it's always nice to support. Well, Sound Blasters. I'm sure it's a smaller company now, but I remember the first CD I had in my computer. I think it was about $600. It was just a CD, obviously not a burner, and you had to buy sound. It would only work through a Sound Blaster card, so it was a kit. And I think I have hope I saved the box. I still have the CD with the Sound Blaster, but it was $600 together just to have a CD in your computer. So here's the 2 chips. So you've got to put these in. If you're not putting all 4 in, you've got to match the pairs together. So they for speed. So they're paired together. So on this motherboard, it should show us. Let me see if I can get you in there. So slot A2 and B2, it says first. Let's see if I can. I got my glasses off, but right here it tells you A2 and B2 first. We don't even need the manual. A1, B1 second. So if I look on, that's the bottom one and the second one from the top. So let's put those memory slots cards in their slots, and they're keyed, so you can only go in one. If you go, that's the wrong way, obviously, so you got to turn it the right way. So the bottom slot, the slots line up. And the trick, always make sure you hear that snap and push that in all the way. So the levers should go vertical on their own. And push, you got to push pretty hard. Don't worry about it. You're not going to break it. So there's the slot there. You want to line that notch up in the slot. So second from the top, the second position here. And you'll see, you hear a click and a snap. You probably can't hear that through YouTube. So that's all we need to do to get that in there. So we're going to save this box. And the other thing I do too, when I build, as I build the PC now too, I'll save the motherboard box and put all the boxes in there as well. So I've got all the component boxes, so I know what's in the build. Yeah, remember the the library is loading up on very expensive CD boxes. Yeah. And Brian said, I don't even know where I would go to get stuff here now that they've closed Fry. Well, unfortunately, yeah, it's mail order, right? So you've got to go with Amazon or Newegg is a great, probably one of the bigger, just hardware suppliers. So Newegg and Best Buy too, I guess. But yeah, it used to be great. You could go to CompUSA if something broke and buy it right there. And Computer Gaming World. I have probably when did I start buying computer gaming? From the '90s till it ended. I think I have every issue of Computer Gaming World. Love that magazine too. Yeah, so I've got a stack of them. Let's see. Let's grab a random Computer Gaming World. Let's see what's. No idea what's on this cover, but I got on my shelf here. I've got a few of them lying around. Space Invaders. Let's see, what year is this? This is 2001, 04, 2001 Computer Gaming World. And here's Neverwinter Nights, yep, and Doom 3. This is 2002, yep. So, but I'd eat this magazine up, yeah, whenever it was out. Grab this and couldn't resist reading it. GeForce 2 MX graphics card. So yeah, you look at this is look at that. Back when they had really good audio for the computers, Clippish had these great 5-piece systems. They don't make them like that anymore for this Logitech Z560 that I have. I do. Is that the one I have? Something like that Logitech. Still running, but. Yeah, they don't make them. I think Logitech is probably the only one that still makes them. But yeah, so great magazine. Yep, sad that it's gone now. All right, so now we've got the memory chips in. Let's see. So we got the memory chips. Time for the CPU. Let's see here. So it's a Ryzen socket AM4, cooler not included. It's 5800X. So let's get that out of the box and onto the motherboard. So actually with the cooler, before I put this, I'll get it out of the box, but I think I've got to do special connector for the cooler to work with the CPU. So let me check our cooler instructions. Here's the CPU, and it fits right in here. But I think there's a connector that goes on here for the CPU with that special cool, with the water cooling. Otherwise, you pop that on and then put your air cooled fan right there. Yep. So let's see here. Yeah, always seat the memory carefully. Yep. Shout out for the Victorian. Yep. Well, I'm Swiss, so always have to have a Swiss Army knife. Well, this one has seen better days, but it's my go-to knife knife to have. Yep. Here's There we go. Here's my. Better not drop this, but here's the. Here's one of my steins. There's the fountain from Lake Geneva, drinking stein. So souvenir I brought back. All right, so let's get this water cooler opened, and I believe that's what we're going to have to. This is probably going to be the longest part of the build. Is going to be CGW, a great writer too. Yep. Hooking this water cooler up into the case. So I believe, let's check where we've got a fan. It depends on which version I have. So I have the 3-fan version. So we're telling you to put the 3 fans on the back of the case, or this one you could do it in the front maybe. And then here they're telling us to put, the CPU is in there. Sorry if you can't see that well. You attach these brackets to the end of the cooler that goes onto the CPU. Okay, and then you snap. Do those get snapped, or how do those attach? Intel and AMD. Let's see here. Let's go. Got to go to AMD. That's what happens. They have. Oh, here we go. That's what I was confused. It was showing the next step. So you're putting the cooler goes through and snaps. I've done these before, yeah. So it snaps onto the socket there. So it's pretty simple with the. So the AMD, we can actually put the chip in right now. Yep. And I'll catch on the catch up the chat here. Yeah, Brian, the last 2 places I would go were Fry's and Micro Center. Got my monitor screen, so Newegg. I played Neverwinter's Nights too. Yep. Yeah, those Logitech systems. The one with I have the LCD screen was not as good, and the next one up, my friend had that. Oh, the screen was brilliant on that. They're still like $500 if you try to buy them on eBay. Part of Silicon Valley, it's crazy. There were parts supply stores everywhere. Now it's so limited. Yep, it's because of the internet. Yep, unfortunately. Yep. Oh, Davina, great recommendation here. Recommend the show *Halt and Catch Fire*. They document the computer scene in the '80s. Oh, I love that show. Yeah, that was with Lee Pace, who was on Guardians of the Galaxy, as Ronan, the accuser, and the whole cast of that was great. And it was actually, a great story too of a woman in the computing industry. Can't remember the character's name, but and Gordon, her husband was Gordon, and the acting in that show was phenomenal. It actually was, the computer stuff was great too, but it was also a great drama about Texas Instruments and start of the computer industry. Yeah, so big thumbs up for that one. Yep. And then let's see, I carried a Victorinox Huntsman every day when I worked custodial. Still comes in handy after switching to a classroom as a paraeducator. Yeah, it's a very handy knife to have. A lot of great tools on it. Yep. And fictional show, but pretty realistic. Yeah, I remember listening to Leo Laporte and people talk about it on probably was G4 at the time, and talking about how it was. A lot of it was based in reality, and they wanted to produce their own IBM compatible, so they figured out the BIOS on the PC, and they worked it backwards and came up with their own compatible BIOS, which is a big deal at the time. And that's why we can build all these PCs to this day, is because it became an open. It's not technically open source, but it's the standards then were released by IBM, and everyone could build them. So when you want to put your CPU, obviously be very cautious. Shouldn't hold this over like this. You don't want to drop it, but bend the pins. But it's keyed, so you can only put it in one way. So if you look, now I got to take my damn glasses off. There's a corner here where it's marked, where that's keyed into the motherboard. You never want to force this, so you want to key in this corner from the motherboard to the corner of the CPU where it's marked on the CPU. And let's see, if you look here, there's a dot on that corner of the CPU with an arrow, and damn, it's small, but you key them up together. So let's see, make sure I go the right way here. Yep, so there's one square where it's squared off. There's one chip or pin, I shouldn't say missing, but technically missing, but so now you can see I've got that in. You always want to make sure you push all the way down, and then you push the lever down, and it locks. So, God, this zero and force and insert force socket is so much easier than the old days lining that up. So, yeah, IBM had everything locked down, and then they were able to what's the word I'm looking? Not backtrace it. There's a word for it where they you reverse engineer. They're able to reverse engineer the BIOS, and they won. I believe they won the court case where it was, wasn't an exact copy. So yeah, reverse engineer. That could have been him. All right, so let's put the motherboard to the side here. We got to figure out the cooling on this case, and then we'll put the power supply in. So let me put this somewhere safe. Never want to knock anything over. All right, so let's get this. This is, whenever I do a build now, this is usually the most complicated part of it. And even that's not that bad, but in terms of setting it up and getting this in the case, and they've got a million screws because they've got a version for AMD, they got a version for Intel. So this one comes with 3 nice RGB fans. And I always recommend reading the instruction for these water coolers. You want to do everything in order. And then I usually save the parts or label them just in case I switch anything out. But typically it lives with that case. But say you switch to an Intel case, Intel CPU. What I'll do is I'll put all the Intel hardware in the box with the motherboard box and label it, Intel water cooler, just in case you did switch that motherboard out someday, or you don't want to be stuck. If the socket changes, then you'd have this nice cooler that you can't use because you don't have the right adapter. So that's another little tip. You don't throw the stuff out, but label it too. I've done that many times where you got some bag of screws and parts. Like, what the heck is this for? So that's always something you want to do, is label everything. So let me get these cords out of the way. Always need more room. So let's put this out of the bag here. So you can see there's your radiator. They actually do give you some nice thermal paste now with this. So, that's one thing you always need in a PC build is thermal paste. Cooler Master. We got some nice, is that Arctic? High-end thermal, cryo freeze. So some good thermal paste there. And then here's all the, carefully take out those pieces. So these are the parts for Intel, I think. And then those are the brackets for AMD. And then you've got power supply for the cooler. And I think these are also, that's for lock in your connectors so they can't fall off. And here's your hardware. And here's the business end. I'm going to leave the bag on to the last minute. We'll take that part off here. It's protected. But there's your copper that'll mate with the CPU to cool the CPU. Especially if you want to do any kind of overclocking, you're going to want to have a really good cooler, so that'll get the job done for you. So let's check our instructions here again. So what we want to do is figure out where we're going to put the fan. So we've got the three fan version. So we're going to take our fans. You always want to check the fans which direction they're blowing to. So let's see where there should be a marking on the fan. And we've got, let's see, why do we have two different types of connectors on these fans? Or one for the RGB? One's maybe for the RGB. Yeah, that's probably the power is here, this one, and RGB is that one. And the fans always have a direction on the case. Usually they have a direction on the case, you know which way the airflow is going. And how come these don't? I know my eyes aren't that good anymore, but where the heck is the fan direction? There's no fan direction on here, which is crazy. I've never seen a computer fan without the direction marked on it. So let's see what they tell us to do. But let's see here. There's no, unless I'm missing on the corner here. There's no fan direction. Weird. And of course, these are fancy dancy and light up, so extra cool. Let me grab an old fan just to show you. Here's an older Corsair fan, and if you look, this is one I pulled out of a PC. Come on. It's all covered up there. You can see the marking there for the, and actually, usually when I do when I'm doing something, I'll mark it with a magic marker or Sharpie so I know which direction the fan is spinning, because you don't want to put them in the wrong way. So I'm really surprised I don't have it. But let's see what, and these instructions don't have any words in them. So let's see what they, I can tell by the pictures which way to connect these. So they're showing me, I'm assuming this is the side up here, but put them all the same direction. But you want that blowing through. So I'm surprised they're not, there's no instructions here. No, is that cool overkill for a stock light? It probably is, but it's nice because then it runs quiet. And then if you do want to overclock it, a lot of the BIOSes have overclocking right in the BIOS, so you can just click it, or they have software in Windows. Most of them now you can just click overclock. But I always think it's nicer not to have fan that's blowing crazy, and if this is keeping the temperatures down, the fans aren't spinning that fast. I could have gone with the two fan unit, but lots of safety margin for cool computing. It doesn't hurt, yeah. And the air cooler, yeah. So there's some nice air coolers out there too, but they definitely can be louder. So yeah, I'm just trying to see which way these fans blow. But the problem is you can't, like, I have a power supply I could hook up to check, but you want the power, you want the blowing off and up off this cooler, not the bottom. So let's see here. They've got, so that's that side. I'm going to just assume it's the side of the logo facing straight up, which is usually how they blow. But that's what I hate with these instructions. There's no text in them. It's all pictures, so they don't clarify anything for you. But the way they have this photo here, they've got the CPU tubes coming out the back like this, and then they've got the fans on here, and they've got, not even showing which side they've got the power cords running to. I guess I should check where this is going to fit in the box here. But yeah, so you've got your three fans like that, screwed onto here. So that's your three fans. So I think I can put this in the front. And if you had, you could always change the direction. But it's just a pain to have to do that. Yep. The Vector says, I don't mind the fan noise anymore. Masks my tinnitus. New PC and building might be too quiet. Yeah, well, that's true too. It's nice having that hum going, right? So let me grab a box for all these screws so I don't lose them. Or where's the Tupperware here? Very handy dandy Tupperware. For all my pieces I'm going to use into here. Don't want to lose anything. God forbid. And let's get the CPU case open and see where the CPU cooler is gonna go. Get this out of the way. So this case is really easy to work with. What's nice about this, on the top here, you've got your dust mat. It's just a magnetic mat. Let's see if I can show you that. Which just pops right off, just like that, which is cool. We're going to clean the filter. One thing I don't like is you've got your USB ports, power button on the top. So you've got USB-C, microphone in and out, reset button. Not so bad on the top, but the USB should be on the front of the case. I just don't like that. It's a pain. So for one drawback, I'd take a star off for that. Maybe it should have been on the front. Easier to manufacture. Now this case, you push. It's glass, so be careful. You push out and then down. So let me put this somewhere safe. Don't want to break that. So it is nice to have your case where you can see inside. It looks pretty cool. Yep. Yeah, what PCs need is a good dust filter. Yeah, this one has some good dust filters on it, thankfully. But you do. I just cleaned up my main PC, and wow, that was dirty. It's had a lot of dust going through there. So take it outside and take the air duster, and God, there's a lot of dust pulled out. Yep. So let's see. Let me get another light on this. So it's easier for us to see, maybe too. If I won't knock anything down off of my ceiling. Let's see here. Get a little more light in there. Oh, good. My Christmas tree is just finished printing. Let me show you that. On the carbon. So I was doing some Christmas trees. So those printed, which is cool. Yep. All set. Close it. Have to show those on Sunday Night Geekery. All right. So now that case off, now we're going to get this other side off, which is metal, I believe. Yeah, on this one. Let's get that off. The screws are nice here too. They retain the screws, so you push out and then go through the front there. So that one, get that on the side. So what's nice is you've got all your cable routing. Some of the routing is already been nicely done, as you can see here. And they've got Velcro. This is so nice on a modern PC. You've got your Velcro, so you can do your cable routing really neatly with no zip ties. Even, I like using zip ties. This are 2 mounts for 2.5 hard drives you can have. Then you could mount 3.5 hard drives here for extra storage. So here's our connectors going to our motherboard through here. This big connector typically is the front control panel. Guessing this is USB-C maybe. And then these are some of our small lines are always your LED indicators. So then that's nice. Then you can route that, depending where you want to go on the where the motherboard is, or we can route that through the front there. So that's just some of the things you got to figure out. And then usually they put all your screws in the box here, so that's stored inside the case. You don't want to lose this. Of course, I have stacks and stacks of screws, but you can see how that would fit a 3.25, 3.5 hard drive, old-fashioned hard drive in there. So we can fit two. Was it 2 hard drives? Yeah, two hard drives. Is that? Oh, there's something up here, piece of foam, I guess, to keep it from bouncing out. So this whole chassis looks like it comes out too. You can fit two hard drives in there. And Davina's saying they often end up full of dust and hair and stuff, which gunks up the fan bearings and everything else. Yeah, it's gross. Yeah. Hopefully the top case headers will be easier to connect to the motherboard. Yeah, I'm hoping these are long enough. We'll have to see where this pops through. So sometimes I can go through one of these holes up here, depending on where I need to be. Because you can't go. It's too far to go through. Well, that's the power supply there in this end. So let's see what we got in here. In our Corsair box, we've got some more nice Velcro ties. And we've got screws and zip ties. So everything is in there that we'll need. We'll put that in my box here. Actually, let me get another box so I don't mix those two up, just in case. Make it easier. There we go. Take my enterprise model out of that Tupperware that I was fixing. So let's empty all this stuff out into the box. Yep. Just makes it easier to find everything. I do have a magnetic mat that I can use too to keep all the pieces together as needed. There's some. I think those might be M2. These are important standoffs for your hard drive, I believe, on there. That's a relatively new occurrence where you have to have standoffs for your hard drive. These are just your standard screws here. Those look like screws for the components. Let me open those up. Get those out. I don't know we're using those. These are, when they're like that, those are fan screws. So I'm going to leave those in. I might not need those. There's some washers. Some more real tiny screws. These might be M2 for hard drive. And here's our standard screws to attach the motherboard. So let me take those on. I have boxes and boxes of screws. You can buy them separately as well too. All right. So now let's figure out where this is gonna go here. Put this over here. Put this cable back. Go through the front here, so it doesn't get messed up. So this case, I think we could fit, if I take this out, I might be able to fit that right in the front. Let's see here. I think I can fit that if I go like this. I think that'll fit right in the front there. So let's see if I take that fan out. What happens there? Yeah. Let's pop the front off. And thank you everyone for hanging out, keeping me company. To figure this out. So yeah, that pops off. Here's another dust screen. Keep those together. So I believe this might be. I should look at some pictures of the 4000D online, but I might be able to fit this cooler. I take this out right in front. So let's pop that out. So I do give you one fan, which is nice. And if I need to, I can put this fan on another spot. And you always want to have your airflow going in one direction, so you'd want air, usually typically it's the cool air coming in from the front and going out through the back. I don't know if there's a dedicated fan on this one for the power supply. Some of the bigger cases do. So let's see. Hey, Polly's Minion, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. I'm trying to figure out the cooling on this. So let's see, does this have a fan direction? Yep, here we go. So so they were blowing, actually they're blowing in, yep. So this fan, let's see if that's in focus. So they're blowing in. Let me highlight that on here. Which makes sense, yeah, you want to go in and then out. So I think it has silver. It's always like marking these because then I can see which way the damn fan is blowing without taking the glasses off or putting the reading glasses on. Let's see here. Yep. Yeah, so that was blowing in. It's a little tip, just mark the fan. So I wonder, let's see if I can fit that cooler right in the front there. Let's see. That'd be pretty cool if you could fit the cooler in and then attach the fans there. And this is a Cooler Master case with a Cooler Master cooler, so let's see if that work. Maybe if I go in front of it, let's see. Hold that. It's not going to fit that way. It looks like it's got a slot that's cut. Oh, here. This pops off. Hopefully you guys can see that. So I wonder, let me push that out the back. It's really easy to get through these cases have so many openings now. Let's see if I go. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So it does go, that'll go there, but I think we'll have to put the fan. Let's see, does this go back? If I go like this, put the fan in front of it, and then connect the fan to that. That's probably why they have that section, and that'll cool the power supplies in the back. So let's see here. Let me grab one of the fans. Yeah, so if I go through, yeah, the fan's behind the unit, obviously. Yeah, that would, so you go through all three at once, I think. That would work pretty well. I think that's probably how this case, let me move this back so you can see it, or turn this to the front a little bit. I think that's how this case was designed. So you could take, it's a 1, 2, 3, and that'll line up. Let's see, does the bottom one line up? The fan and the case, yep, all three line up together. So that should work pretty nice. Yeah, then the cover goes, then this cover would just snap right up front. Let's just check here. Which way does it go? Where's it go? Oh yeah, it goes like that. Okay, yep. So it's got the clearance, yep. Hey, Gap After Dark, yep. And Demand says you call this computer system OnlyFans, yeah. That's a good one to be, yeah. My OnlyFans. What were you doing last night? I was on OnlyFans, yeah. So now let's figure out how we're gonna connect this. So let's grab, other box, yep. That's where it's good to keep them separate here. So let's see. I think it's these long screws that they said to use. So they had them attaching here and then attaching to the case from the other side. So the fans on one side, but of course I want to keep the fans where you can see them here so you get the cool light. So the fans in the front, and then they're attaching through the back, but I think I can go through both at the same time maybe here. That might work, yeah, because there's nothing to attach to, but if you attach that through the fan and connect them both, that might work. So let's see. So we've got these long screws, and are they using nuts here? What's A? A and K. What are those? A is the fan. K is the long screw. That's it. Okay, no washers, nothing else. Oh, they're attaching with J on the back, which is our short screws. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, cabling is a hassle. So many fans in it. Yeah, I mean, if I was just, not doing this cooling unit, yeah, it would be a lot faster. But this will add a really nice, adds a nice touch. And I guess, and I'm hoping that this, like I said, I don't know which way these fans are blowing, but I'm hoping it's the right way. And actually, let us turn this. So the fans are all facing down with the cabling. So once I get the first one in, the rest should go pretty easily. Of course, this first one got wedged. So let's keep all the fans going to the cables going to the back. It's always nice to have the cables going out the back, and then I can connect everything through there. It looks like there's a long enough cable. I'm just hoping that this is the right direction. So once I get the first one in, it shouldn't be too bad. Let me turn that a little bit. And I figured it would save on fan headers. I hope my front fans can be daisy chained. Haven't built it yet. Yeah, you can buy cables too that'll have multiple fans on each unit. The only thing is you don't have sometimes it won't report the the correct temperature or RPMs when they're chained like that together, or it'll read just one of them. So that's one of the potential drawbacks. Let's see, can I use a Phillips on this? If I can catch this first one, if I get lucky here, get that lined up. Let's see. Or I could start from the top, but let's see, how's that? This plastic. Oh, that's the header up there, but that's should give me some clearance. It's got some clearance. So the trick is I can kind of see through the corner here, getting the screw holes to line up. Actually, if I do might be smarter to do this one first. The top left so that I can see. And then the other one should fall into place. Yeah, I got one corner. All right, it's enough. Always leave these loose too. Let's see if I get if I lower this a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better there. And sub to 70s rock fan, definitely. Yep. Great guy, Brian. All right, so let's see if I get this one lined up. I'm hoping this works like this. Yeah, it looks like there's enough clearance. I'm just leaving these loose. Let's get these two in. Probably, actually, let's get the other fans all in now. So I've got those two holes lined up. Yeah, I used to have complicated fan controllers back in the day, or analog fan controllers with knobs and get everything to work. Let's see if I go. Probably have to go in through the back here. That's why I want to leave this loose. So we've got some clearance. And clearance. And I'm putting the logos all the same direction, so I'm assuming that's blowing. I'm guessing that's blowing out. I'm hoping. Yeah, because with something like this, you'd want to blow. I'd make everything blow now. The hot air is going to be inside, so you'd want to blow. Well, actually, you'd want to blow cool air in through the radiator, cool the radiator. So yeah, so this should blow in, and then the back fan should be an exhaust fan. You want that all flowing the same. These fans obviously are blowing the same direction, but I can't tell. Thank you, Corsair, which is in or out, and I really should hook this up to a motherboard and test it. I don't feel like opening up an old PC right now, so I'm guessing that, but I do not see. And again, for the millionth time, any fan direction on here. Thank you, Corsair. All right. So once we get this going, knock on wood, the rest of the build should go. Shouldn't be too difficult. Famous last words. So, a lot of cable routing to happen, but all right, let's see. Let's start with these bottom screws, and I guess I could rotate this up and down too as a unit. Let's see, we want to catch this bottom corner. Get that in the hole. Is that in? I think that went in. That was the tricky one, getting that third. Once you get that third part of the triangle, then you know you're good. There we go. Yep. I can grab that one. Let's grab these fans here, and I'm hoping, cable mounts are go easily and they're long enough. Let's see. So these fans obviously will slide up and down, but it looks like they're going right in. I don't want to jinx myself here. It's a pretty cool setup by Cooler Master, I have to say too. Not this all works like it's looks like it is. You have this huge water cooler in front of the computer with these three fans, and Davina were saying, yeah, the 1080, it's an old card, but if I did want to pop in a high-end card, it's going to have plenty of cooling. It's not an outrageous setup. It's pretty darn good. And these are all, let's see, it's lining up pretty nicely. It's tough. I apologize to get the camera. So that's in. Yeah, so there's screw holes are on the back of the radiator. So once you've got these fans together, there we go. Put the fans flush, and they line right up. Now I'm leaving these loose right now too, just in case. But looks like we're pretty good here. So you've got slots, you've got some play here. You can go up and down on this. But yeah, it's going easier than I thought. Yeah, somehow everything fits inside the tower. Yeah, eventually. Yep. Non-tech's logical person here. Why do you need so many fans? Because more is better. Well, good question. I could have gone with, on this build, because I'm not, right now I don't have a super high-end graphics card. Back in the day, it was the top of the line, 7 years ago, it was the top of the line graphics card, or almost the top, the 1080 TX was. But wattage, I think it uses like 250 watts, 280. I'm not sure on that graphics card, but it just keeps the PC cool. And today with the BIOS, good question, Gap. Yeah, it'll control the fan. So if the temperature is down, the fans will be moving, but slowly, and it'll just make it much easier to keep the CPU cool. So, say you live in Florida or somewhere hot, it's just going to keep that CPU in a much better state, and all your components in a better state. So heat's the enemy of a PC. So, they're looking at building data centers, in the ocean now. Microsoft and I was looking at that because just to use the cooling, natural cooling in an ocean. So if they had, built these huge data centers that they want for AI, put those, actually underwater. So, you don't need this. Maybe I could have gone, I always go overboard too, but could have gone maybe with a 2-fan unit. But I think this cooler was only $80, or it wasn't like it was, maybe it was $100 cooler. I'm not, at most. So it was just, it made sense to go with this, and it fits beautifully in the case. I got to show this from the side now. You can see how that's fitting. Let's see if I can get this light angled here. Yeah. I mean, it's fitting like right in there. It's perfect. Like it was. I'm assuming they designed that. Yeah, Cooler Master, makes this case, and they make the cooler. So, Corsair. It's Corsair. It's a Corsair case. Cool, but they must, they work together, or Corsair has the same thing, I'm sure, where they make the same type of cooler. But that fits in there perfectly. and that's in there pretty good. Yeah, so I don't need to. It's topping out. You probably can't see that, but let me angle that up. But it is topping out right here, which is fine. It's there's some cabling up there, but it's got just enough clearance, so it's perfectly in there. So now let me tighten these screws up. So let's get this in here good. And fan screws, you don't want to over tighten too. Usually they have some rubber bushings or you can put on these screws. You don't want anything rattling, but you're going into plastic. You don't want to squash these fans either. So and there's a little plastic, which is nice job in these fans. They've got plastic cushioning where the screws go in. Let's get that in there. Yeah, you want them tight, but not overly tight. And you don't want these to loosen up. All right, so let's get. Okay. Now I just got to figure out how to get all the power with 3 fans. That's a pain too. You've got the power going through here. Oops, don't fall off. So we've got one connector coming through. Let's get my fingers if I can get the rest of the connectors. Let's see, does this motherboard chassis come out? It might. Let's see, there's 1, 2. That's going to be the problem. So there's 3 of these together. Push that one through the bottom. And then this top one. Let's see, did that one make it through? Let's see. So where's that one going? Come on, fingers. I think I got them all. Oh, the problem is it's just gonna make it through the bottom there. I guess I could have rotated. That top one I probably should have rotated. Yep. So I have to do is the top one. That's why you have to take this top one out. Hopefully I can rotate it. What I have to do is rotate the fan 90 degrees so those power connectors will reach down to the bottom of the motherboard. Probably could get away with it, but let's just do it now. Why not? If you open up a Dell, it won't be so nice. Cheap and not built to repair to upgrade. Yeah, everything's about they got to make things cheap now. So, and yeah, back in the day, they wanted to make things that were more upgradable, but not so much anymore. Want you to buy new stuff. Now, some manufacturers, or if you follow iFixit, yep, they're all about the right to repair. But at least the PC, typically you can change out the power supply. But like on a Dell, I found a lot of a proprietary power supply, and it's a pain to change things. And let's see if I can just rotate this guy down so that you can see that here, so that the power connector is facing. I'll probably have to take it out all the way. Let's see. I gotta loosen them up more. Loosen these up. I gotta take it out and go back in. It's too bad. Let's see here. I can get by that one part there. Loosen the bottom, I guess. That's what happens. You get something set and then it's... There we go. Pull that out and then go back in. Kind of forcing it a little bit, but there we go. So that'll buy me a few more inches and hopefully make it easier to connect. There's the cable. Get the cable running through there. Yep. There we go. So much more cable to work with. So we had to redo that, but that'll make life easier. Yep. Oh, fascinating. Oh, thank you, Cap. Yep. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of these little details you don't realize when you're if you haven't built a PC before. It's not that it's not uber complicated rocket science, but I've done a couple hundred of them. So, but you always learn something new all the time, and this is probably, like I said, I think the most complicated part is figuring out this, where this cooler is going to go, and sometimes you put them in on the top of the PC. A couple of my builds I've done that, and that was pretty easy to do too. But this should work out quite nicely in terms of cooling power. Yeah, and Davina saying the expensive Dell, HP, or Lenovo workstations are better, but they cost thousands of dollars. Yeah, now the old Dells, talking 90s Dells, and if you remember, Gateway 2000, those are great old PCs, and I actually made turned some of those into servers or repurposed them and put new motherboards in. And they were built like a tank. And I think Dell and Gateway 2000 both started in college dormitories, if I'm not mistaken. Michael Dell. Actually, in a second, I'll show you all my some of my tags from PCs that I've built on my light up here. Gateway, the Muko. Yeah, so I'm just doing the screws here, tightening them back up. And that's something I should have caught too when I put that fan in. I should have had it so that power supply cable was reaching the bottom. I'm sure it'll be okay. Looks like they have a long cable in here. Make sure all these are tight, but not over tight. There we go. That one's kind of loose. And at least this front part of the case is very easy to reach. So if you had to, you could, if the screw was loose, you can just pop that off and get right in there. But here for fun, here's whenever I built the computer, I would put save the tag. So here's so I pull that down here. So there's a Dell Gateway 2000, AMD Athlon, Dimension XPS B533. So Zeos, I remember Zeos Pantera. Zeos was another great home computer build. There's a Celeron Gigabyte L tag there. Just tags from the motherboards or cases. I would just throw them on the lamp here as like a trophy. And there's more on the backside. Antec, old brand. So that's my my light. And reading about Silicon graphic systems that are used to create the special effects for Jurassic Park and other movies in the 90s and 2000s. That, and also the toaster. What was the Amiga computer too? Was used for a ton of graphics back in the day. All right, so let me get that. There we go. Coolest looking computers, yeah. So now let us get let's get that leveled for you. How's my battery doing? 46%. Okay, I might have to get my battery at that splitter. Hopefully that won't mess up the audio, but we'll see here. All right, so now, that was probably the toughest step. And I don't need to put the screen on, but of course, always check your fans. Yeah, your fans spin. There's nothing blocking them. They're spinning freely. Okay, so we got the case and the case fans in. And I'm hoping I don't have to turn those the other direction. Now they're telling us to connect. Well, first off, we got to put the motherboard in. So we've got to put the motherboard into the computer before we hook the rest of this up. I just want to see where the power cords go before we get to that step to kind of pre-route. So they're showing you've got they've got power here. So you've got your CPU connector here, and this is your RGB connector, which is the 3 holes there. So they've got a splitter over for the 2-fan model. Let's see, and I've got of course I got the 3-fan model, so they're showing splitter here. So the 3 into 3 into 1. Okay, so that's a CPU fan. You've got an RGB header that goes to the 3 cables here, and also a power supply off of that. And then you connect these together with these fitting. So I've done these before. So these plastic pieces snap everything together. So let's get some more light here. But yeah, so that snaps together those fittings. So that is. Let me undo this. Even though we're going to put the motherboard in, but we want to. We do want to put. Well, to put the motherboard in, we just want to see where everything's going to go. Yeah, so we do have this cable here. So that's one end going to the motherboard, and then this end is going to all the different fans. So you do have quite a long cable length to work with. So that's this side, I believe. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 4? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to the fan. I'm sorry, it's tough to. I'm gonna keep that up there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's that 5th one? Let's see. Is it 5 or? Straighten this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 connectors. Yeah. So we've got 5 connectors. So you've got the 3 fans, and then you've got the header on the CPU end. It goes into that. Okay, let's see what these. Yep, so they're male adapters. So I want to keep these plastic covers so you don't mess them up to the very end, I guess. Yep. And then they also give you fan splitter headers there too. Yep. Yeah, Atari ST loyalists are mostly gone, unfortunately. The Amigas seem to have longer shelf life, and I think, well, don't get mad at me, Atari fans, but I think Amiga was usable PC for longer, although I do love Atari. And I think with the Atari company, I bought the Atari VR model. It's a VR, and they just did a repro of the Atari, the original 2600, and I think they're coming out with another remake clone of the ST. Yep. So I think the ST clone, if you go to Atari.com, check it out. All right. So now what we got to do here is, Amiga was more well regarded for their graphics, especially, yeah. So now what we got to do is put the motherboard in, and I think I'm okay with the connectors for the fans. All these are popping down here, and then I can route those back through. And yeah, it is more work having 3 fans. Let me pop all these cables back in, but in the long run it'll be worth it. So let's just make sure the cables in the back are not sticking out. And we're going to move the camera over a little bit. So what we're going to do is put the motherboard in, so that we don't need anymore. All right, let me raise the camera up. So angle this down. Let's get a little bit closer here. Let's see if there we go. So that's decent view, hopefully. All right. So now let's get to work on the motherboard. So yeah, this did take a little bit longer than I thought, but yeah, we're having fun. Taking time to chat and hang out with everyone. All right, so let's grab the motherboard here. So what we need to do is line up our motherboard with the rear of the case. So typically you've got your backing plate. Guess what? That goes out the back. Yep. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm glad you can see it. Yep. Yeah, routing cables. Yeah, that you spend time at it, but in the long run, it pays off. So let's get. Let me raise this tripod up just a bit. The camera's gonna jiggle for a second, but let me raise the tripod so I can almost get like over the case here. Sorry for the wiggling and wobbling. If I do enough of these down, now that I cleaned up my office down here, maybe I'll get another permanent camera mount like I have upstairs. All right, let's see if I can get. There we go. A little bit higher, so that hopefully it'll pop in. So you rotate this case 90 degrees. So you've got the back end of the case here. Your backing plate will go out there. These are all your, well, these days, pretty much just your video card will go out the back here. You could also have another mount here on the top. We've got a fan going. I'm assuming that's blowing out. So let's undo this wire tie here, and you want to make sure nothing is stuck underneath your motherboard as you put it in. So you want all these wires hanging over the top, like so. And we've got our motherboard cooler. Be careful with that line. Don't want to stress it too much, but keep that out of the way. Okay, double check if our memory sticks are in there good. So now we're just gonna place this. And in the old days, I keep saying the old days, we've got all these stanchions on the motherboard and screws. In the old days, you'd have to, put the connectors in. These days, I've never had a motherboard or cable, a case, that doesn't come with what you need already in there. But it used to be a struggle sometimes to get everything lined up. But you want to get that first screw in, typically. There we go. In the back, you can feel it. I think this actually, I could have pulled this whole, looks like this whole motherboard tray. Does this tray come out? I got it in now, but sometimes they have cases with a whole tray. Does this tray slide out? Can't tell if this tray slides out, but sometimes you have the whole tray, and you can just slide that whole case out and connect it, and then slide it back in. So yeah, there's a stanchion in the middle here. I know it's tough to see probably through YouTube, but right here there's a stanchion that's coming through, and that's lining everything up. And just want to check, yeah, we've got to connect where your screw holes are lining up with supports underneath. So let's grab our screws for case, and typically they are fine screws, fine threaded screws. Tough to see there, but get my screwdriver. Let's see, where did I put the screwdriver? Get those in. Yeah, in the end, you're very happy the computer power's on. That's for sure. Yep, yep. There's the screwdriver in the box. Yep. So again, you want to start. You want to over tighten. So you want all the. Yeah, that's in there. This case is a little wobbly there, but that's fine. Once you get a couple of screws in there, then you know it's lined up, and don't want to cross thread everything. So make sure if it takes too much force to go in, you know you're screwing up the screw. So let's see here. Yeah, the motherboard is grounded through those screws. Yep. So once you get 3 or 4 of these in loosely, then you know that the case is lining up the way the motherboard and the case are lining up correctly. So let's see. And I probably should have tested the screw on the stanchion first, separately, just to make sure I was doing the right thread. And here's a little trick too. You can magnetize your screwdriver, handy dandy magnet. Now that helps hold the screw to the screwdriver. There we go. Look at that. Amazing. It's magic. The earth is not flat and magnets work. Yep. So especially it's the worst when you drop the screw into the case. Let's see, is that one lining up? Come on. Of course, that one's not lining up the way I'd like it to. There goes that. There we go. For the slide. I just slid over just a little bit. Let's check this one. That's what happens when you got to get that front and the rear together. Yep. Oh, Sean Gallagher sub. Thank you, Sean. Much appreciated. And when someone subs, let's play something for that.
It's clobbering time!
And how about...
I protest. I am not a merry man.
Hello, computer.
Groovy.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you, Sean Gallagher. I don't know. I guess that means it's Sean in the chat, hopefully too. Yep. Sometimes you can sub and maybe not be in the live stream, but if Sean's there, thank you, Sean. So let's see. Get that screwed in. All right, we got one more top left here. And let's see, is there one? The bottom way left here, yep. Yeah, so usually you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That middle screw is a locating stanchion. Sometimes they give you a nut that you can put over. So let's see here. Let's tighten these all up now. And you don't have to over tighten these. Yeah. I mean, hopefully you never have to take it off for the life of the computer, but oh, there's one screw missing here. But angle that so you can see that. Yeah, so once you get, like I said, a few of them lined up, then they'll all fall into place. Like that. And that, do they give you a nut to cover? You don't really need to cover that center. You could, but it's fine. It's just want to check your motherboard is screwed down pretty well. Take that section there a little bit. So all your cards will be secure. Oh, the other thing I should have told everyone too, you always want to check where this is lining up. So you can see this is fine here. It's covered. There's a little gap there, but the corner, that's just the way the motherboard's designed. But sometimes used to have a plate that would go, an aluminum plate that would go over the through the case and put it on the motherboard. Not a lot of times motherboards come with a plate. There's a small little gap there that's not gonna hurt anything, but could be a few millimeters to the left. But yeah, that's fine. Yep. Oh, I don't want to mess up our new monitor there. Don't do that. Don't scratch the monitor. Keep that back there. So, all right. So now that we've got that, we've got the CPU in. So what we can do is get ready to mount this and just test fit. Yeah, that's going to go like that. So now let's check our connectors here. What I want to do is all right. So we've got that. So we're going to check the instructions again for our cooler. So we're at the part here where we've got an AMD. So Intel, you've got to mount underneath. You got to mount this plate. So yeah, that would be a pain if I had done an Intel setup, would have had to redone it. So but I've done these AMDs before. So for AMD, we just need to put on part E, which is this curved piece. It goes on the cooler. Separate these pins here. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get to the powering this up tonight. We'll see. So we got those two pieces there. And then we've got screw G that goes through the bottom here. So let's look for screw G. Oh, it's not in the bag, so it's going to be. What is G? Let's see, which is the right screw. I'm assuming it's these screws here, or G. Let me check the key in the box just to make sure. So if you go to the front of the instructions, yeah, G, that's small. That's the only small screw that they have. Well, there's 12 J screws and 4 G screws. All right, so let's make it. So this must be the J screws. Where are the G screws then? There's 4 of them. Aha. What's this? It's like it'd be nice if they labeled the bags. What are these, screws or are these nuts? Let's see. Nope, they're screws. There's 4 G screws, 12 J screws. And I'm not seeing. Oh, here, maybe it's over here. Here we go. Found them. This is what takes, the actual time, but got 4 of those are the G screws. There we go. Okay. Always open them over the desk so they don't fall. Fall away. And actually, that's a good time. Where's my magnetic pad? Where did I put that? So you don't lose the screws. Let's see. Where did I put that? See if I got my pad anyway. Where did I put it? Oh well. All right. We just don't lose the screws. Okay. So then this fits here, and the screw goes from underneath and then through. It looks like, and I'm gonna get a small screwdriver for that. Let me grab my iFixit kit. All right. So iFixit, great tools. So I love this toolkit. So it's got a million and one bits in it. Here's my magnetic screw pad. There we go. That way your screws can't roll away on you. There we go. See? Oh. Okay, so let's get a small screwdriver out. So that's going to be, I'm going to go with a 0 on that one. Looks like, or maybe it's maybe a, 0, I think. Okay. There we go. So make sure you get the bracket facing the right way. So I guess it doesn't matter which, both the same part. I want to leave that paper on to protect the copper. I'm going to take that off because be careful. It's going to be tougher to screw that in without that. Okay, so get that side in, and always, leave it a little loose so you got some leeway to adjust. And Denise says, I Fix It Kit's pretty nice, and they released a soldering iron recently. Yeah, I love their tools are great, and they're also right to repair, and all their, the guides that they have on their website are really great stuff. Saved me a lot of money by fixing things. Yep. Oh, of course, I am doing this wrong. This goes through. My eyes are so bad now. I take my glasses off to stay. That actually goes on the top. Yep. Oops. So this piece goes on the top and then connects through. So, and thankfully I didn't drop these. Yep. I got to take my glasses off to read, which is crazy. I can read without my glasses, but I've never had good distance. I've always worn glasses or contacts for distance. But then when you get older, of course, and your eyes go. So I've got to actually take my glasses off. I had bifocals that cracked. I got to get new. They're the progressive lenses, which are nice, but I got a big crack on where the progressive section goes. So gonna get a new right lens. There we go. All right, that makes more sense. Yep. Okay. Keep that in there tight. Let's get the other side. Oh, did I do that? Of course, I went the wrong. You're going the wrong way. How do they know we're going the wrong way? Got to go on the sideways. So I went. Take this off. Got to go across the other way. That's what takes time. If you don't catch something, or so this has got to go across this way. There we go. All right, I'm assuming that's the right way with because you can't fit. Does it go up or down? Yeah, it's got to go that way. Flush like that. Yeah. There we go. Okay. There we go. Sorry, this step is taking so long. Had to redo it once. Make sure that's tight. All right, so that makes sense. Yep. Let me put that back on there just to protect the copper so it doesn't get scratched. But yeah, then you want to make sure that's not too twisted. Yep. So that's going to go in like that. Let me catch up to the chat here. And Davina says, yeah, there's a nice community of fix-it contributing knowledge. Yeah, great website, ifixit.com. It's just really well done. Yep. All right, so let me put iFixit's website in the chat. It's pretty easy to find, ifixit.com. It's kind of stuff you don't want to happen. I gotta edit that out of the video. Yep. There was some tension there. You just don't want anything banging on. I think everything's okay, but don't want anything banging on that motherboard there like that. Just kind of like a snake, it flipped back. So let me copy this over to the link here, to the link to the chat. There we go. All right, so let's see what we got to do now. I think we got to connect. We'll connect that CPU. We'll get that connected, and hopefully soon we can get this thing powered on. All right. There we go. Okay, so next step. We put our CPU thermal paste there. And then let's see, what's the connector? We've did this step. Let's skip to the AMD section again. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? That was for the Intel. I knew that looked different. Yep. All right. Same screws. We'll go through. Yep. Getting tired here. Gee. But I thought, yeah, the AMD uses these connectors, so no harm, no foul. Well, minor foul, but yep. That's what I thought. Done enough of it. I should have remembered that. Yep. There we go. So yeah, so the AMD, the way AMD works, it hooks on the side and then hooks there. So it's just same setup with these screws, but just got to switch that out again. I apologize. Yep. We'll get it. All right, so take these off without losing the screws, and then you mark that in your. That's where you save those pieces if you needed to do an Intel setup. Yep. Two. Three. So what we can do, and this goes that way on the AMD. There we go. Okay. Get that switched out. Save that. All right, let's get the AMD connector there. All right. There we go. Make sure that's tight. Once again, use the bigger screwdriver for that. And it doesn't have to be super tight. Now we just plop that down on the motherboard and then tighten it. And then we make our connectors. All right, so I guess we could hook up. That's easy enough to see the connectors anyway, but let's get our CPU paste. Let's see what should be in here. Let's get ready to paste. So some people say, oh, just squirt it on there, then you spread it out. I've always just squiggled it. Let's see, to have that. Yep. Used to use a credit card. Some people said, yeah, you don't need to. It's just the force of the CPU cooler going down. Well, let's see. I usually spread it with an old credit card. Let's see. You don't want to glop it too much. That might even be too much. But let me grab my should have an old piece of plastic in here that I use for PC builds. Somewhere in here. You don't want to use anything metal, of course. Let's see. Well, you could use a new credit card too, but this drawer is a mess, man. There we go. A lot of stuff in here. There's an old AMD CPU hiding out in here. What vintage is this? Let's see. AMD Athlon. Just random stuff in the computer drawer. Oh, here's a 64 megabyte flash card. Yep. All right. Well, this card will work for spreading that thermal paste around. Yeah, if you have too much of it gooped up, then you don't get good cooling either. If it's too thick, you can work against transferring the heat. Let's see. So what I'm going to do, take that off. Near the thermal material is hard to apply. Liquid metal. Well, this stuff is actually, this isn't very, does not want to spread that evenly, I have to say. Like, it's a much thicker viscosity than the other thermal paste that I'm familiar. Yeah, this is, it's almost like goes on like a icing, almost like a film. What you can do is put it on and move it. Yeah, this is not as liquidy, if that's the word. I want to make sure this is relieved here too when you put it in. I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter which way it faces, but what I typically do is, hopefully you guys can see that pretty well, but move the cooler around, then pick it up and see how it's being distributed. Kind of squish and slide that around. I don't know what the term for that is, but so now you can see where it's making contact, because that's critical Very critical. So you want not too much thermal paste, but then you feel it's like a magnet or suction. There we go. See how that's covered nicely now? Maybe just that one corner. It's missing just a little bit on that corner here. Put just a drop. It's almost like clay, this stuff. Yeah, that's almost the whole tube just for one. Yep. So it's then once it's tight too, it'll. There we go. Move that around, and you should feel the suction. Yeah, suction effect when you try to lift it up. You should feel like an adherence. There we go. Let me loosen this side up. So you loosen these screws. Want to listen too much, or the whole thing comes off. Then it's got to go over that latch there. And there it goes. Yep, got one side. Now let's get the other side. Let me walk over here. Oh, popped off there. That's what happens sometimes. It popped off on me. Let's loosen this up a little bit. Probably easier to get the side that's facing away from me first. Plus, I got the camera in the way. I'm making excuses for myself. Let's go. Sometimes these things you just got to wiggle them around and hope everything lines up. Right, it eventually does line up, but you just got to take your time and not force anything. As soon as you force something, then you know you're in trouble. Move that camera here a little bit like that. All right, almost got it. Make it a little bit looser. Should line up right there. That's why people buy their own buy PCs. Right? Just kidding. I got the left side on. Okay, I'm gonna get this right side to go. Yeah, pressure will fill out the paste and metal contact. Yeah, so it should push it all the way through. Yep, I got the right side or the left side, depending which way you're looking at it. It should be going right. Usually these go right on, and I don't have this trouble. Only when you're on live on YouTube, you have problems like this. Yeah, and you don't want to force. I keep saying you don't want to force this stuff, especially with the CPU. Let me see what's happening. There we go. Felt it snap then. Yeah. Just try not to force things, and then hopefully that left side is still on. It didn't pop off. Let's check. Oh, sorry, hit the camera. All right, let's see. Is that hopefully it's gonna catch? Well, it might have popped off on the left of the screw. There we go. There we go. That's probably the toughest time I've ever had putting one of these on. Screwing them down evenly, just going hand tight right now. Wow, that was a pain. You got to push down on it just enough to catch, and probably tough to see on the YouTubes, but all right. And you want to do each side evenly. So you're not. It's got to be pretty. This you want pretty tight too. And one time I hooked these up, I forgot to plug in the power that goes to the CPU. So of course, there's no CPU fan going, which is pretty bad. All right. There we go. Got it. Like that. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. So when you do re-edit this. Hey, Dadman Raid. Hey, everyone. Pace is good enough from both, but yeah, it was on there for a while. Yep. And B from O was here. Hey, Fallout Dave. Dadman was just telling us about the naked guy in the restaurant. I didn't see any naked guys in the restaurant in Connecticut. Hey, Mrs. Dadman's here. Happy New Year. And Dadman has a link. Actually, I got to switch up. What I'm going to do is take, which is horrible. We got the Dadman right here. I'm going to try to hook up my other headphones to my phone here and switch the mic because I got to power up this phone. So I'm going to lower this a second so I can actually see the phone. I'm trying, I'm violating the PC, trying to install the PC. Yep. So let's see if I go away from Chrome. Let me turn this on. I got to go into Bluetooth on here. See if I can hook up this mic via Bluetooth. So hopefully you don't lose the mic here. So let me go. Hey everyone. Let me see if I do my settings here. Let's see if I can change my audio to testing. So can you guys hear me? Still hear me, hopefully. Yep. I hope, yep. Okay. So if someone lets me know if that's working, that would be awesome. Speak up. Can you testing 1 2 3 testing. So I'm hooked up. I should be hooked up now through my headset microphone. So hopefully that's I can plug in the power on my phone because my phone's about to run out of power. So, because I got rid of the headphone jack. So, and Sasha said I used to build my own back in the day. So I'm going to stop the camera and see if I can see. Testing 1 2 3 testing. Okay, so it looks like the audio is coming through. Good, but let me know, guys. Yeah. So my lavalier mic decided to not work on StreamYard because StreamYard, I guess. Yep. And the audio is still good. Okay, thank God. Yep. Good. Hey, Dadman, you got the link if you want to pop in or Mrs. So I'm going to pop in and say hi. And you know what happens when Dadman's here? Oh, Dadman is here. Knock, knock. I'm doing this on my laptop, and I'm a bear of, little brains who can't see much. So
we had that last couple times on StreamYard. People put screens up, and I'm like, I can't read that. I had to go full screen.
Yeah.
So, and of course, like Miss has the issue when she turns her back to the chat because she's doing the builds and stuff.
You're doing the builds, yeah. You can, yeah.
By the way, the burning question. Can I do something that I usually do on my channel with you just to see what you think?
Well, of course, yeah. As long as it's safe. As long as it doesn't have to nothing with Star Trek Discovery, I hope. But
no. It's even better. I have this game I do Where in the World or Where in the USA, right? We play a game.
Yep.
I'll give you a headline in 3 states, okay? Now, you guys that were over on my channel, because I appreciate you guys coming over, since y'all seem to be kind of quiet about what I told y'all to come in with, we're going to play this game. So I would like to know, I'm going to give you 3 states, okay? I'll give you 3 states, and then I will read the headline. crap. Let's see. Connect YouTube. Let's see. I don't know. Okay. I'll. What? I hate the trying to connect from here through stream. But I got a way to do it here. I am actually going to go. I'll put it in the regular chat. Okay. So I won't be able to highlight it unless you can do it real quick. But the 3 states I will give you are, and I will spell Massachusetts. Close.
Well, no one can spell Massachusetts.
Well, I called it Massachusetts earlier, so
that's okay. Yep.
Yeah. Not always. That's contrary to rumors. But all right, New York, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. All right, we've got those 3 states. New York, Massachusetts, or Connecticut. I'm going to read you a headline. You tell me where this happened.
Okay.
All right.
Let me turn I hooked up this new monitor, and of course it has speakers in it.
Oh yeah.
So let me figure out how to turn these speakers off.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Volume there. Go to 0. I've been streaming for 3 hours, and I just remembered I had a monitor on my desktop that I could have hooked up to my laptop so I could actually read the chat better.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So folks in the chat, you are allowed to play with this except for the people that may remember the real answer, okay? But if there's anybody else, I think Davina was here. You guys out here, the Mark. And Mark, you will be playing. Okay. Did this happen in New York, Massachusetts, or Connecticut? All right. Headline is, man arrested for walking naked through public family pizza restaurant.
Oh, better not have been Pepe's buying clam pizza in New Haven.
Man arrested for walking naked through public pizza restaurant. Did this happen in New York, Massachusetts, or Colorado?
New York, Massachusetts, or Colorado?
No, not Colorado. I misread what I wrote. It's right there, Connecticut. New York, Massachusetts, or Connecticcut. I got Colorado.
Well, it's got to be New Haven. It's got to be New Haven, Connecticut. I bet New Haven, Connecticut. I'll be even more specific.
Oh,
well, someone in the because someone in the chat said. I think someone in the chat mentioned Connecticut. So.
Yeah, well, probably so. But hey.
But I'm going to go with New Haven. I'm going to go New Haven, Connecticut, just to be even more specific.
Well, a Connecticut man arrested for walking naked through public family restaurant. He was. It was in Ellington, Connecticut.
Ellington, Connecticut. I don't even know where that is. Oh, do you have a screen to share with us, or?
Yeah, news article. When we go and bring it
Let's
up.
see, connect.
It's got his picture and everything, and it's out here.
Where the heck is Ellington, Connecticut?
I have no clue. I thought you would know.
I don't know where Ellington, Connecticut is. Yeah.
All right.
And Follow Dave said it should have been a hot dog shop.
Yes, a hot dog shop. But yeah, if you scroll down, that's it's got a butt on the screen. Sorry about that. I don't know if that's showable. Uh-oh. Mark, you there? Uh-oh. Mark went quiet. Mark, you there? Hey, Mark.
Let's see. Did my can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah. You know how my phone went to dark. Why did my phone turn off? I'm streaming. Let's see. Oh, browser lost connection to your camera. Restart your. Oh, good. Sorry. Yeah. No, that was. Now you can hear me. I guess I got disconnected.
Yeah.
Because I'm streaming through my phone right now. Actually, believe it or not.
That's always hard.
Yeah.
He's facing charges after the incident at a local restaurant. It was Friday night. Why he walked naked through the dining area while families, including children, were eating. Well, it happened at Papa T's.
Papa T's.
In Ellington, Connecticut. Occurred around 6:10 Friday at Papa T's in Ellington.
Let's see where that's located. Yeah.
He entered the restaurant fully clothed, sat down at the counter, asked for a menu, then went to the restroom and was gone.
Disrobed.
He was in the bathroom 10 to 15 minutes. So when he emerged from the restroom, he was completely naked, causing alarm among the patrons, including children. So they confirmed that children were customers at the time of the incident. So troopers arrived to find him unclothed. He complied, put his clothes back on, and was arrested without further incident. So no injuries were reported.
That's north of, just to give everyone, that's north east of Hartford. So near Tolland County, kind of near Yukon area, Hartford Stores. It's kind of near Stores, Connecticut too. Yep.
By the way, somebody mentioned in the last on our channel there was a Yukon fan.
It doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Yukon, congrats to your team this year, though. They did very well. So.
No, they're 2 in a row. It's going to be tough to get 3 in a row, but we'll see what happens.
With football, not just basketball. You guys in football this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you guys really. I looked up and y'all were in a bowl, not at 6-6. It was.
Yukon, the Husky football. Yeah.
Football 8-4.
Hey, lemon pie.
Lemon pie. Let's see. I'm going to try to pull it up on a map. That way, if you want to show it. We can show where it is located.
Yep. It's that sausage and pizza. Yep. While you're pulling that up, whenever you're here. Yep. Well, I was going to say something, but I won't. Never want to pick on the clams yet. But of course, when Dad Man's in the house, we always got to play this. Where is it? On this little screen.
Over that way.
God damn it, Mark. Jeez.
Actually, now I can look at the big screen that I hooked up the monitor. Thank you, Davina.
So crazy. I am not kidding. I remember that moment. I remember when that happened. I can remember the moment. I can remember jumping out of my chair when that happened. You just snuck through there really quietly, and I'm like, dang, it was crazy. So, all right. I do have, yes, Wes, that's a famous internet line. Me infamous or famous, but here's the map. It looks like it is right on
let me put it up. Yep. Yeah, near Hartford. Yep.
Yeah. So, but that's not near you, though. I don't think.
No, well, I mean it's a 2-hour drive, but yeah, I mean, not a really big state, of course, but yeah.
It takes 2 hours to drive through your state. Wow.
Well, I mean, that's Hartford. Yeah, Hartford's about 120 miles. Yeah, you're not going 75 here because.
Okay.
Because traffic. Yep. I mean, so about 2 hours. Yep. You guys have what's your speed limit? 75 or?
Ours is 70. Ours is 70.
70. Yeah. So we got 55 and 60. Most of the way is 55 and then some 65. Yep.
What was fun was 80 out in the Dakotas. That was fun.
Nice. Yeah.
Our Kia did great. But yeah, that's it was an article. We thought of you with that, and I told everybody to come over and bother you about pizza because you're Mr. Pizza up in Connecticut.
For sure.
So,
yeah.
Absolutely.
You can never have too much pizza. Yep.
Yeah, but I just don't see how you tried clams on that. So
it's so good. Whenever we meet, finally someday, you'll be like, "Oh, I can't believe how good this is." Mark was right.
Unfortunately, we were. Everybody was wanting the Cajun food in Louisiana, though. That's
what you got to go with Cajun. Yeah, you got to. You're in Louisiana. You got to go with the Cajun food. I mean,
absolutely.
And God bless all the people there. It's horrible what obviously what happened in
the
New Orleans over there.
It got pushed from last night to.
Was it tonight? Is it now or?
Well, they played it at 4:00.
They played at 4:00. Okay.
The Gator Bowl was previously scheduled at 7:30. They moved it back to 8. Had the Sugar Bowl at 4:00, which did not go the Georgia Bulldogs' way. So we've got Notre Dame moving on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Notre Dame. Oh, I knew. Okay, yeah. So I did watch part of that game. Actually, I did throw it on just a little bit. Yeah. So
it was
and the game. And then what was the game that was a total blowout the other night? You're the college football person, not me. But
the Ohio State just beat the living hell out of Oregon. That was like
that was the Ducks, and then they came back a little bit, and there was like you're telling me there's a chance. Yeah. 1 in a million, and then it was all down.
And Penn State handled Boise State too, and then of course we've got the best game was Texas Arizona State that started out bad. Arizona State rallied, forced overtime.
Yep.
But Texas won in overtime. The one good game. So, and actually, it's interesting.
Let me just address this. Yeah, I got to go into my stream element. Sorry. Yeah, Captain Infinity's channel got nuked, unfortunately. So I've got to, unfortunately, take that link. I never go into my stream elements, and I got to take out the links that no longer there. But yeah, our buddy and Infinity was here tonight saying hi. But
really?
His channel got nuked, unfortunately. So.
And maybe update some others. But yeah, what's interesting is all 4 of the top seeds, the 4 teams that did not play last week, all lost. So
yeah, what's with the seeding here? It's like it looks like all the higher seeds are out now.
Yep,
for the most part, right? I mean, what's the lowest seed still left?
Got 5 through 8, I believe.
Right,
5 through 8 that's left. Well. Yeah, because 10 through 12 lost, 1 through 4 lost. I believe probably Notre Dame may be the lowest of the seeds.
There was Notre Dame is ranked 7th, right?
I believe that they are. Let me double check the actual seeding real quick. I'll take a look at that. But yeah, the top 4 are out. It's crazy. Nobody expected this year. I mean, Oregon didn't even show up, and it was a West Coast game,
Well, what's interesting is when you think of the past years, wasn't it just the top 2 that play? Well, first it was just the vote, way back. And then now it's the top 2. Well, it was the top 2, then they went to 4, and now they're 12, right? Is that the way it went, 2, 4, 12? In terms of the BCS playoff system, right?
12,
Didn't they do 2 at one point? Just 2 teams, or was it always 4?
It was always. It was when they instituted playoff. It came in with 4 teams. They never did 2.
4. Okay, they never did 2.
What they tried to do in the bowl games, they tried to match a 1-2 up as much as they could.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
And I think that maybe before this bowl system, there might have been where it was 1 and 2 for a few years. But it was not really a playoff. It was not considered a playoff. But
okay,
I just read something that kind of bothers me. Oh, okay. Never mind. The way I hate clickbait titles in an article, and this is from ESPN.
Hey, Stephen M. Kal-El's here. Happy New Year.
Well, they threw the word transfers in and made it sound like players transferred in just for this game, which I knew couldn't be right, but anyway, that's another bigger issue. Let me look at the bracket real quick because the Notre Dame is the 7th seed. We got okay. Notre Dame is 7. Ohio State is 8. Yeah, Notre Dame is 8. Going back, the 6 is Penn State, 7 Notre Dame, 5th seed Texas. So Texas is now the highest seeded team. Thank you, Brian Hepburn. Yeah, 5 versus 8, 6 versus 7, as Brian said. I was just trying to get teams with the names, but Texas is the 5th seed. Believe it or not, who would have thought Texas would still be going? Georgia's out, but you got Texas at the 5th seed now playing. It's going to play Ohio State next. That should be a humdinger of a game. Probably. This is the game that probably should be the national title game because both teams have an incredible amount of pro talent. But then Penn State, Notre Dame are in the next game, 6 versus 7. So, and they're playing in the existing bowl games. So let's see. I think let me check again, see what the semifinals are. Well, how about this? Texas is going to be playing in Texas at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. Texas will be playing Ohio State on the 10th, and the Orange Bowl will have Penn State, Notre Dame. They're going to sell plenty of tickets. They're going to have a lot of fun with that one. But definitely a surprise. I think nobody expected Oregon to get blasted as badly as they did. So, yeah, Mark's always working on PCs. It's a good hobby, isn't it, when you're not Fortniting? Mark, you still there? Oh, your hand froze. I guess Mark went quiet again. He's also streaming from his phone, so it's been kind of a bit glitching or freezing from time to time. So great. Yay. Yes, I do have an alien face hugger on my face. It was part of our, I think, Halloween special the Miss and I had.
Me?
Hey, Mark, he's
Yeah,
coming back.
yeah. Let me take one of these instances out. Yep. Double. Let's see which is the live one. Yep, there we go.
There you go.
I don't know what happened, guys. Sorry, is this charging? Yeah, it's charging. Yep. It just on my phone. I'm using my phone, so I have the computer hooked up with using the camera. So yeah, I'm building a new gaming PC here. Yep. So
and you're reading the chat on your laptop.
Yeah. Well, I have the phone as the camera, and the audio, and I've got my laptop just as another instance logged in there. Gotcha. So let's see what I'm doing here. I'm hooking up the fans. So we've got our fan cable there, and then here's another fan cable. So this is going to go. You got all these fan headers on your motherboard here, so I can hook up. Let's see. Let me go around here. Let's see. Oh, did you ever were you able to hook up that computer I sent you, Dad Man, or did that ever work? Or
I've got to get to it. We've just been between my IT department's been down for the better part of 2 weeks, and
that's not good.
Yeah, we need to get it because the computer I'm using is doing some weird stuff right now. Last night I was in a stream and it just dumped me and dumped everything, and so I had to get back into the stream. And
well, it's not a super duper computer, but
yeah,
it'll work hopefully. Yeah.
Well, it will be very much so an improvement.
Because you're using old laptop right now, or
but old desktop, but it's been handed down like 3 or 4 times. So,
well, the good thing about that one, it's been the CPU, it's been erased, so it's starting fresh. So that's part of the battle with the computer too, is how long Windows has been on there and stuff uninstalled and reinstalled and
right, yeah.
I gotta get a pair of pliers to get this connection.
So are you doing this? Are you doing this for yourself or for someone else?
Well, I might sell this computer. What I had done was I had my computer had a lot of problems and kept crashing. And let me just see if I can get this damn wire hooked up. Let's see. Come on, fingers. I can't talk and do that at the same time. It would take too much effort. There we go. So what at the beginning of the stream, I had said, it had my computer kept crashing.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept buying components. So I bought, the first thing is the power supply, right? You always change the power supply. And then I changed the memory, then I changed the video card, then I changed the motherboard. I said, well, let me try the CPU. And then, of course, it was the CPU. So all these components I had bought. And so I had this, it's basically the computer I'm using now as my main computer. And I just bought this cooler. Let me make this full screen now. Let's say I bought the, and Vector saying, gaming PC is a funny term. I guess I'm getting old. It's just all as a daily driver PC that can game. True, very true, right? Yep. For sure, yep. I agree with that, yep. Why did you decide to go AMD or Intel? Well, so as I was saying, I had AMD and I've been using AMD for years. Haven't built the Intel in a while. Nothing against Intel, but it's just cheaper bang for the buck. And so all these components were left over from as I kept buying stuff to try to fix my main PC that I use every day. So I got to see how old my mom's computer is, or probably will sell this. So if anyone's interested in get another PC, I can change the graphics card out, but it's got a 10. I had upgraded my graphics card not to a super duper. I got the 1080 Ti, and I put this 10. This is going to have a 1080, so you can't run the new Indiana Jones game. But if you're playing Fortnite or something, it's fine for fine for that. So, yeah, it's not a super duper. Well, actually, it's pretty. No, it's a pretty good. It's a pretty darn good PC. It's just if the graphics. I mean, you could buy a $2,000 graphics card, and then you could have a screamer. So, yeah, it's a pretty decent machine. That's why I was using all those components. So, so now we've got the cooler in. So you've never built the PC before, right, Dad, man?
Nope.
Okay. So yeah, we're having fun here. We're talking all this through. But I've got the cooler in. This is a water cooler with 3 fans in the front. So it's going to have a really great cooling system on this machine. There's 1 fan in the back. And let's get the power supply in right now. And the PC cooler is hooked up. We just have to hook up the RGB lighting to the fan here. So we're getting pretty close here to maybe powering this up. So let me turn this around and show everyone. So let me get that out of the way. It's kind of tricky here with the computer camera on the cell phone here. I got it on a tripod, but yeah. So here's your three fans for cooling, and those will be covered up. So I've got all that wiring going routed through the back here, and we're going to organize all that wiring. So let's get the power supply in now, and then we'll put the video card in. So let's see how I'm going to get this. That goes to the side. So we've got a really heavy-duty, kick-ass power supply for this. And if I'm missing the chat, I'm sorry. I'm missing. Oh, yeah. AMD Ryzen 7 58X. Thank you, Davina, for putting that in. Yep. So here's our. Let me back this up a little bit and see if that helps. So here's our. Oh, it's actually RM7. You know what I did? I put the 850 in my computer, and I took the 750 out. But that's a damn good power supply. So what's nice about these? I always buy these with the modular cables. So you just plug in what you need. So you've got your CPU cables, your ATX cables, and your peripherals. That's for your hard drive. So that faces that way into the case. And yeah, this is a high-end power supply. So this can go in here. So you don't want to skinch on your power supply. Oh, let's check where the fan is on this one. Let's make sure the fans should be on the bottom in this case, which it is. Okay, yep. So in this case, there's a area for the fan to blow through the bottom of the case. Hopefully you guys can see that.
So that's how the air escapes is through the bottom.
Yeah. So if you put the fan going straight up, you could also do that too, but there's a vent here and it's on the bottom, so it's probably better to put you could do either way. That's a preference, so I could go like that, but I think having this fan going to the bottom like this is probably the best way to do it. So, and once you line that up, and there's just 4 screws that go in there, and then you can hook up your modular power supplies. So now what I could do is hook up some of those cables now before I screw this in, because then we've got this backing. This is not a huge oversized case, so the bigger case it's easier to work with and then does this come out? Let's see. Sometimes the shielding doesn't come out. So it's a nice case, but if you buy one that's a little bit bigger, you got a little bit more room to work with. Doesn't make the PC any better, just maybe makes the build a little bit easier. So let's hook up some of the modular components that we're going to end up using now, because that just makes life a lot easier. And actually, this extra hard drive case, you can See, it's a lot of planning. It's like a puzzle. Where are you going to put all the wires? So I can take this out, this box here, to make life easier for now. Let's do that. So this is for installing extra hard drives in the unit. Most people are probably not going to use that. If you did add any hard drives, you probably would add some units here. Let's see, let me put those in here. Okay, here we go. So this whole box comes out. So once I route all the cables, I'll add that back in. But you could add old mechanical hard drives in there, which is not a bad idea for storage. If you need, if you want to put like a 4 terabyte or an 8 terabyte drive. But now that I've got that out, it'll make it easier to route the cables, and then I can put that back in the end. But some of the bigger, if you get a much bigger case, you can just leave that in. It's easier to you've got more room, basically. So let's get some screws.
Many cords. Many cords.
Yeah, many cords and cables. Yep. So
that's where I get lost, is when I start seeing cords on cords. And
yeah, just got to trace everything back, which can be a real pain. Yep.
My dad was a repaired electronics. He started off in television. Back in the 70s and stuff, when you could work on stuff back then, and
yeah,
there was always troubleshooting, trying to recreate problems, and then of course, back then they also worked on all those gas tubes. Had tube testers, all kinds of cool stuff like that. But when he, as time, and then he started having to go to microwaves as they were making TVs more plentiful and not the big battleships, and they got cheaper.
Yeah.
And then microwaves got cheaper, so then you had microwave ovens, you had VCRs, all that stuff. So finally, like in the mid-90s, before he passed away, he's like, "Don't do this stuff. Go, get something else." Because he said, and what happened was they were starting to make it harder to get service information, and much less get parts.
Oh, the manuals, right? Yeah.
Yep. You could. It was, as an independent serviceman, it was getting difficult, because, like he always said, everything back then was becoming disposable, and it's cheaper to just buy a new one.
You don't want to fix anything, yeah.
Because like he said, he charged a deposit. He'd take it off if you had it repaired, but it takes time to troubleshoot. If you don't want to fix it,
time is money.
Yeah, but you got to have something. It was always the thing. And an intermittent problem, geez, is horrible.
Well, that's the worst. Yeah, when something doesn't. Yeah, and let's see here. So Steven's saying that definitely a good choice. AMD is definitely the way to go right now. New Intel chips aren't performing as well as Ryzen's. Yeah, I haven't heard some. Unfortunately, some Intel's been having some problems, and the market's moving away from those 8088 chips. Apple's got their silicon, and now Microsoft is using a different chip in their Surface laptops than Intel, and the problem is they last longer and you get better battery life with the Snapdragon chip. So you can't play games on it, but who wants to play Fortnite, right, Dad, man?
Yeah. Maybe one day I'll get brave enough to play on the PC.
Well, you can hook up your controller to the PC.
Yeah.
Well, only the Xbox. Oh, your PC, your PlayStation, right? Yep.
Yeah. I could download it to computer, but this computer's so old, it would be worse. I'm better off, at least for now, on staying on the computer, especially since we were able to get a PS5 to replace. I've not been back on the 4. I need to get using the 4 again a little bit. But to use both of them, because the 5 I had an opportunity to get a very good deal with one. So because the thing is, I streamed from that games from it, and the 4 was starting to do some weird things, and wanted to be able to keep streaming if it went down, and not have to buy out of a panic. So
yep.
But yeah, because there was some our wholesale club did. They had like a charging station, 2 wireless remotes. and other add-ons to it, plus a load of games. I was like, man, you can't. It was a good deal.
Good deal, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is, as you can see, as I'm building this, it is easier to, buy something. But then you have the pride of building something yourself. You know all the components. So knock on wood, if something does go wrong, hopefully you can figure out what to change.
Yeah. You know what's there. You know what's put into it. So.
Yeah. So of course, then it's you're to blame too. So if anything goes wrong as well. So. Oh, let me switch my my charger here. My phone is not charging as fast as it should. Well, actually, Dad, man, you hold the stream for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay,
you keep everyone entertained. I got to get another charger because my phone is. I need one of those high-powered charger for the phone because it's not keeping up with it. So I'll be right back.
It's like sucking up the energy.
Sucking the energy, yeah.
Faster than
I'm gonna mute.
Charging. Okay.
Yeah, so let me mute and I'll be right.
All right, folks, and hey, welcome to Marc D with the C's channel. We talk pizza and all kinds of food, geek stuff, nerdum stuff, Star Trek aplenty, all those type of things. But right now, Mark is in the process of building a computer. I do not know how to say anything more in depth than he's building a computer because I am definitely not a techie. So my IT department is my wife or my kid. When things happen, I call out, I place a service call, they come. But Mark's a jack of all trades. He also works on motorcycles, cars, all kinds of cool stuff as he gets to show you his collection over time during the various streams he does. Tonight's a special go live where he's building this computer, but you normally mainstream 2 late night 4 nights on Friday nights around midnight and Sunday Night Geekery at 10 p.m. Excuse me, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. He is live with a panel talking about comics, conventions, all kinds of cool stuff that you might like if you're into those things. And I'm there for the foodery because I like talking food. I love good food, really good food, and it's always a blast when we get into those topics. So hopefully y'all. Hopefully y'all are having a good start to 2024. I hope that it's a wonderful day for you, and I hope 2025 gets better. And all the best to you guys out there. Fallout Dave saying PC is the way to go. Loves to tweak the visual settings of Fortnite. I gotcha. I'm glad I'm not playing on the Switch now anymore. I can when I go on the road, but it's like it's very similar to a PS5, PS4 controller, but it had some subtle feels, some subtle differences that, made it confusing at times. So, but yeah. All right. This has become quite techie. Yes. And that's Mark, not me. So he got plenty of tech stuff there. And he's off to find a cell phone charger that will charge his stream quicker, charge his phone more than it's
back.
Power. All right.
So now hopefully this charger will work. Thank you. Because I could unplug my laptop charger, but then my laptop won't have power. It's like...
Listen, I wish every damn computer would last 50 years. I hate this thing about either uploading it because of the hardware or the dang operating systems. But, that's another for another day. You got that, and like you said, and it tell you, same thing. You do a battery. I've did it the other day with work. Okay, fully charged, pull it off, and by lunch, within 4 hours, it's
gone.
Me that it's about it. So it's crazy. Well, Mark, I'm going to go ahead and bail out. It's near 1 o'clock.
Oh God, it got to be 1. Yeah.
I got to get in the morning. But I wanted to drop in, say hi for a bit, and also bug you with that wonderful.
Yeah, no, that was fun.
Out of Connecticut. So
that was great stuff. Yeah. And I don't know if maybe we'll see how late it gets here. Might have to do a part 2 tomorrow, but
might have
I appreciate you stopping.
Well, no problem. You ended up having to stop more for your ancillary chargers, the cell phone and the computer chargers, than the computer.
Yeah, well, I got to bring my get another camera down here. Maybe it's fun to actually come down here and stream from the dungeons in the basement, the Marc D dungeon.
Well, glad to be able to come on for a few minutes. And hello, Cabo.
Yep.
And new person in the
And
chat.
well, before oh yeah, let me say I'm away from the chat. Let's see who say hi. Hey, Cabo, what's up? And welcome to. I was gonna say Sunday Night Geeker, but this is not Sunday. This is Building a PC. Yep.
I did talk about your standard shows. Yes, we got the.
Yeah. Yeah, based on the stream title. Yep. Yeah, and then Steven's right. Yeah, you have one warranty to deal with too. Yeah, which makes it easier. Yep. So, Dadman, yeah, but you just gotta stay. I gotta ask you a couple of questions. So, how did you before you head out? How did you survive on the New Year's stream? Did you make it to the 7, or did you?
Well,
did you?
We decided to call it at to me. I think
4.
We called it at 5. We got through Hawaii.
You did Hawaii. Okay, that's Hawaii, a good call.
So we got all the way through it. After
the U.S., past the continental U.S. and then into Hawaii.
After that, well, there were multiple reasons. One of the challenges doing a stream is making sure you have content and can keep talking about new topics and stuff. Because unlike the 24-hour streams, this was actually going to have to be 27 because there are 38 time zones over 26 hours around the world.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah,
I don't get it too, but 2 of them we looked at as possible option because the last time zone is 2 uninhabited islands, Howland Island, which was where they said that they made some landings for Amelia Earhart to land on her journey around the world.
Did she make it there, or did?
No, that's the island they were looking for.
That's what
she was looking for that island, and then they, of course, they never found her.
Never found her. Yeah,
whether they found in the ocean or another occupied.
Or cannibals got her allegedly, or who the heck knows?
Fall over to the Japanese if they were in possession of violence. There's numerous theories. The other one we did was the time zone before, which had Midway Island, which had about 40 people on it, and Pago Pago. Looks like it's kind of a resort island. It had about 3,000 people. We just, after we got through Hawaii, we felt like, okay, we met the spirit of it, and we went and slept well. So
no, well that's because Hawaii is the last island with people. You're saying that was the other islands are. Yeah,
they're very sparsely populated.
If popular. Yeah, okay, so. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, to bow out then, because that's.
No, if we were still going strong, and the thing is, we woke up an hour early so we could be prepped, get breakfast. Wake up, get your head cleared. So had we started right at 4, then we might have made it one more. But we got through the big populated areas, unlike last year where JT and Dave had to jump on with the misses, and they saved me. They helped me get through California. At that point, I was just like, Hawaii, Alaska, you're on your own. And so,
well, God bless you, because I was not feeling great that night either. Too, we went out to dinner, and then I was tired. I was actually listening for a while. Then I jumped in when I felt better. But I was like, God bless you. Yeah,
the missus had just gotten well. And it was in the first. It was the first stream she's been on in probably 2 weeks. So hey, but anything else?
Oh, well, I just want to thank Vecta for subscribing. Thank you very much, Vecta. Awesome, thank you. And Stephen Callis says, "Wait, wasn't she found by the 24th century Captain Insaneway in the Delta Quadrant?" But thank you to Vecta for so we got to play. Nice. Let's play something fun. Yep. I don't know if Vector's
no bloody A, B, C, or D.
Let's see.
Well, it just so happens that your friend here is only mostly dead. There's a big difference between mostly dead and all dead.
Nice. And this is a classic tool.
Relax. All right? My old man is a television repairman. Got this ultimate set of tools. I can fix it.
I can fix it. Yep. So much appreciated. Yep. So, Dad, man, I know you probably got to head out, but I just wanted to say that was a great job on that stream and amazing stamina. Because, that's a long time to. And then, like you said, you have to come up with content too, right? So you can't just.
We did.
It's not like a watch party where you can kind of zone in and out if you wanted to. Not that you should, but
well, the thing that helped this year was the missus and I alternating off and on at times. I probably because I could get up, I could go down and she keeps it going. She did her thing. She completed 7 Lego and non-Lego brick builds that night.
Wow.
She was really, she's like she said, she needs they get more stuff, either have people buy it on the throne side.
Oh yeah, as a gift, right? Yeah.
Because it's like she went through all this, and then her
she
hands
built
were
everything.
Her hands were jello at the end of it. She needed cramping and stuff like that. But it was fun. It was fun.
Great.
But it helped having her as a regular host for the time because that way I could get up, and take breaks a little bit. She could too, get food and stuff like that. So we have some nasty junk around to finish up eating that's left over. So, all right. Well, Mark.
I think I might. Well, you head on out, but I'm probably gonna. I think I'm gonna stop here now too. We'll do a part 2 tomorrow night. I think.
Okay. Well,
what's tomorrow? Is tomorrow Friday? Or if you want to wait.
Friday. Yeah, I'll wait.
Yep. Yeah. Let's. That's a good part to. We'll. Let me turn this blaring light off, and we'll finish tomorrow, maybe before late night Fortnite.
Get all the phones and all charged up, right?
Yep. And I think did it start to Captain? Did we get enough power? Oh, it did go up 1%. Okay, good. There we go. I'm gonna buy another one of those high powered chargers. Yeah. And Vecta is a Star Trek fan because he says, "Mr. Tuvok, activate photonic cannon." So definitely. So let's play something. Play another Star Trek clip here. Let's go to my Star Trek. Let's go some TOS. Let's see. Since we're building something here. How about some stone knives and bearskins?
What on earth is that?
I am endeavoring, ma'am, to construct a mnemonic memory circuit using stone knives and bearskins.
So that's a good clip to play for this. So, but let's just shout everyone out in the chat. So let me then we'll head on out here, and we'll do the part 2 tomorrow. So Vecta, thank you for subbing. Thank you for being here. Sasha, thank you. RM is a symbol for Malaysian currency, so RM 750 is under 200 USD. And Vecta liked that clip. Yep. Thank you to Stephen M for being here, and of course, Mr. and Mrs. Dadman. Thank you to Cabo, Lemon Pie, Stephen M, Fallout Dave, and of course Davina. That was great chatting with you tonight, and Brian Hepburn.
I think that's
Wes Cagle.
I think it's the first time I've been on to say hi to Davina.
Davina's great. Yep.
Geekery, yeah.
Fallout Dave, I think I said. Captain Finity was here. Tim was here. Brian Hepburn was Buddy here. Of course, Mrs. And let's see, Gap After Dark was here. And who else? Oh, Polly's Minion was here, and thank you again for making that cool picture. Let's see, the Stream Elements bot was here. Affinity was here. Just another Maniac Martin, so God bless Martin for being here. Yep. Masters, yep. And Joe Dog was here. Lemon Pie was here. Penny was here. Brandon, the anime guy, Build That Machine. Oh, I missed Brandon was here.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was going crazy in the beginning. Yep.
Oh, okay.
With the audio, you know what happened? I have a lavalier mic, which is really nice to wear. I should just stick to this one, the headset mic. But I had the lavalier on, and I walked upstairs to get my coffee, and then when I came back down, it wouldn't reconnect. You know, like when you walk out of range. Yeah. So I was like, no. Mm-hmm. So I was angry at that. So I couldn't get the sound to work. But I hope I got everyone in the chat. But let me put Mrs. link in the chat so anyone here who enjoyed the show tonight. And, of course, a lot of people came over from the Muir show. But let me put Mrs. first, right?
Yes, absolutely. She's the priority because she's trying to monetize. But she's at 303 subscribers, though.
Good.
I checked earlier.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, and folks, she does, if I may just...
Yeah, you go for it, yeah.
It's basically, she does a lot of different things. She does some... Lego builds or block builds, depending on whatever it is. Usually on Tuesday afternoons. Thursday afternoon, evening, she's puttering in Fortnite. She goes random at different times as she feels like it. We do some couple stuff together periodically, but her flagship show is in the morning from starting at 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's her Daily Dose of Positivity morning musings with Mrs. Dadman Walking, and it's Get Your Daily Dose of Positivity, where she does some puzzles, word puzzles, some memes, birthday celebrations, and things like that. And when Sashi comes by with some ideas about Malaysian food, Mark, I mean, if you want foodery,
I don't think I've had Malaysian food before.
Well, he periodically throws up some dishes, and Mrs. brings them up, and we all take a look at pictures in that. So absolutely sub to her. Me, I'm just whatever I'm like a mutt of YouTube. I just do what I feel like. I was talking with a friend tonight. We decided to just go live. Hadn't been with Raymond Canuck in a while, and we went into a very crazy impromptu stream. But that's kind of what I do.
Just for fun. Yep.
Sports, do Fortnite, and what comes up. And a lot of times when I do a late night show or a chill chat, hey, I'll go with the chat wants to go with it. A lot of times.
It's just a fun hangout, right? It's like everyone's in your living room. Remember when you used to go to your best friend's house in high school and just hang out and just talk?
And we call them squirrel streams because we go all over the place. And I could be in the middle of a sentence and we take a right turn. So always fun.
Yeah, no, that's always, it's just like it's a hangout. So that's what's, no, we're not going to ever be famous YouTubers, but we just enjoy having fun and hanging out with everyone and that kind of thing. So it's like,
absolutely,
it's just a great hangout and hang out with your friends. So, Vector, hope to see you guys back here soon. Let me turn this camera off, I guess now. I can turn the camera off. There we go. And let's do double screen here. There we go. So thank you for stopping by, Dadman and Mrs. Good night, everyone. And I don't know when I'll do. Maybe I'll do this in the afternoon before Friday Night Tights, or I'll finish up the build. Maybe I'll get the power supply stuff hooked up and off camera, and then show you guys just the final part, so it doesn't take as long. But if anyone does want to buy a PC, let me know. You might not want to buy it after seeing the build, but whenever we leave a stream too, we always play this too. So
where'd they go?
Right there.
Oh, screw you!
That was beautiful timing.
That was beautiful.
Folks, those are moments that are not planned. They just completely just happen. So.
And then before I know.
Yeah.
Before I know I'm keeping you extra long, but what did you think of the Mariah Carey dance?
You really know you got good friends when you need them to pick you up, and they end up tagging you on a tweet with the worst, most annoying skin ever created in Fortnite. If it's not bad enough, we got to deal with that damn Christmas song coming up even before October. Now you got them playing with the skin. Almost outdone by the Snoop Dogg Christmas Santa thing.
Well, yeah, I can't play there actually because of YouTube will actually get me with the copyright, because you can play, which is the fun thing. You can do it on the shorts. It's okay because it's licensed. But so the title of the stream is Fortnightmare, right? You did like the title, so it's, if anyone wants to click on that and watch it, was all of us playing this Mariah Carey in Fortnite. So I titled it Fortnightmare for Christmas, and I tagged it, Dadman. This one's for you. Yeah.
Yep. It was
How many views did I get? Let's see.
I don't know. I was kind of a bum day, and somebody else kind of did something encouraging. Got on with a friend, and we're talking. I looked over, and they're like, "Damn it, Mark."
Yeah. Like, wait! I got 500 views and 3 subs. There we go.
There you go. By the way, we got up to 673, missed it at 304. Woo! We're all subbing tonight.
Yeah, way to go. Yeah.
Make sure, folks, also make sure you are still sub with whoever creators.
You never know. Sometimes
we're finding that all the time. I mean, I've been down. I mean, down to 660. It's just all over the place. So, folks, always make sure you're still subscribed.
You never know. Yep.
Yep.
All right, well, let's get on out of here because we all got to get to bed. And thank you, everyone.
The one clip I've not seen you play lately is your Dadman driving clip.
Oh, well, we can play that. Sure, I got that. Yeah. Don't let Dadman drive.
That's what I love to do in Fortnite. Blow up the gas stations. Forget winning.
Yeah.
Go big boom.
Big kabooms, right? Yep. Fun stuff. Yep.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yep.
All right. Thanks again, Mark.
Oh, thank you. Yep. So everyone have a great night and Happy New Year, of course, to everyone. And go build a PC. Yep. All right, everyone. Catch you tomorrow, hopefully with part 2.
Fun storming the castle.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.